40 years ago, we opened our doors with one mission in mind.
We'll be right back with the top 10 songs of 1983.
To sell quality American-made vehicles at a fair price.
You have arrived.
And we've loved every minute of the ride. Celebrating 40 years of Two Rivers Ford.
Good afternoon from the Superbook.com sports desk. I'm Joe Hunk. We talked about some official visits that some of the prospects are making to NFL teams ahead of the NFL draft today. It is defensive end Byron Young from the Tennessee Vols. He is currently visiting with the Jacksonville Jaguars, and earlier he met with the Seattle Seahawks. Also happening today, the Atlanta Braves have put left-handed pitcher Max Fried on the 15-day IL, and they have recalled right-handed pitcher Bryce Elder. But the pitcher you need to be paying attention to tonight for the Braves would be Dylan Dodd, who is making his major league debut against the Cardinals. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, as well as home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Yo, what up, Nashville? 3HL 104.5. What? Why are you looking at me like that?
That was weak.
That was. You didn't really.
SAWFT, son!
Kind of just walked in the room on that one.
Yeah, come on, bring it. What are you doing, Mayor? I'm back. Let's go.
Welcome in 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Prince Order with you on a beautiful Tuesday in the Music City. Severe weather coming tomorrow. We'll worry about that later.
Oh, come on.
It is.
Okay, well, it's tomorrow.
Head on a swivel. Think ahead, Babs.
Jeez, welcome back, Babs.
We're playing
Here's
chess
your
on this show.
Wet blanket over there.
Listen, we're thinking 2 moves ahead on this show.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure we are.
We weren't yesterday.
Jim Wyatt,
Yesterday, we did a textbook sports radio show, which is very unlike. Like literally, that might have been the most textbook 3HL show in the history of 3HL shows.
I heard that.
We missed you.
Me.
Like, we even talked about it during the show. Like, what are we doing? We're breaking on time. We're teasing in the breaks.
Oh, dear.
We're breaking
Does that mean
things,
it's my fault?
We're breaking things down in deep detail.
In detail, yeah. We did get a little off the rails a little bit towards the end, though.
Well, we started talking about would you trade up for trade up to get to 3?
Yep.
And if so, what are you looking for?
Seriously, what are you trading up to 3 for?
I would argue Will Anderson, but you going to trade up to 3 to get Anthony Richardson?
Or Will Levis?
No, definitely not that.
Definitely couldn't do it.
You don't need to get to 3 to get him.
Take my.
Do you need to get to 3 to get Anthony Richardson?
Yeah, I think the Colts want him at 4.
I'll let them screw it up.
I mean, they might.
They'll try.
True to form, right?
Yeah, as long as Irsay can be on a plane when he's making the pick, we got a chance.
She's on Davenport. She is back today.
Hi.
That's bunk.
That's
bunk.
And within 10 seconds, she already criticized.
Twitch, please.
You guys do a perfect show without me, huh?
No.
No,
That's
it
bunk.
was imperfect.
It was a one-hitter. We agreed afterwards it was a one-hitter.
Yeah, but no, like that's not what this show. That's
not us.
This show does not need to be taught in broadcast school. Yesterday's
No,
show could be
it
taught in
definitely
broadcast
normally is not.
Yeah.
That sounds
Look, man.
boring to me.
Listen, our job's to entertain. Hopefully we do that. Hopefully we do that.
I mean, two options.
Based
Hopefully
on-
we do that. Hopefully we do that.
Based on the feedback over the last however long, we're doing it. But it's all because of you and you guys spreading the word and you guys listening and participating. We certainly appreciate that. Coming up today, before I get to the man, the myth, the legend, Jim Wyatt at 3:45 at J Wyatt Sports. His mailbag was pretty interesting. TennesseeTitans.com.
I love that mailbag.
We will not
Jimmy,
mention
don't
some
give
of it.
a beep.
He's going at it, at people. Allan Bell in studio with Sportsline. We'll talk with him about sports gambling. And Cam Rogers, he's he's one of our golf guys. Virgil Herring we will use later in the week, but Cam does a good job and want multiple voices. And he's got a Masters Power Rankings. He's talking about pairing live guys with PGA guys.
Oh, I love it.
He's talking
Give
about
me all the drama, baby.
One more. Give you more.
keys to betting the Masters, which we all need. It is fun to do, but you can kind of hang yourself out there and leave yourself like dry for the entire weekend if you don't do it correctly.
Oh.
So he will do that. There is Ron Slay. Look
Hey.
I'm in the building. I'm in the building. I'm in the
Ron
building.
Slay.
I'm in the building. Hey, I'm in the building. 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 I'm in
That's
the
right.
building. Live and direct.
Slay Dog, you properly identified UConn as covering the. I said I'm seeing 7.5. You're like, give me the 7.5. I don't know. You're like, they're covering.
Mm-hmm.
And man, San Diego State. I mean, they gave him a run there in the second half, got it to 5, but they just didn't have enough.
You tried the best.
They didn't have enough.
Guess your best wasn't enough.
San Diego State shot 32.2% from the floor, 6 of 23 from 3.
That'll do it.
That's 26.1%. And they had 7 assists.
And 3 scoring droughts throughout the game.
They
Maybe
had
even
11
4.
minutes and change. in
Yeah,
one.
in the first half. Yeah, that you can't do that, man. Yeah, it's not against the well. And the well-to-well machine, UConn, like when they were about to get through their scoring droughts, what did they do? They got easy buckets by getting it to the big fella.
Sonogo, 17 points, 10 rebounds, and he was a big factor. Newton
on
with
both
19
ends.
points and 10 rebounds.
Took over.
As well. I mean, we talked about San Diego State yesterday in terms of they had close games. All but one of their games was single digits. The last 2 games they had went, they won with 1 second, and then they won at the buzzer. UConn, meanwhile, had played every game and won every game by at least 13 points. That held true. They went by 17, dominated. They've won 5 national titles since 1999.
Yeah, you got.
I mean, that's very
echelon.
blue-bloodish of
You
them.
want to talk
it
blue
is.
bloods? You better welcome them to the party.
Yeah, even if you don't say blue
Are they
bloods,
blue
better be new
blood? But
bloods.
see, that's exactly what I said. Mr.
better
Babs
be new
was like,
bloods.
"You call them a blue blood?" I'm like, I feel like they're the new blood.
I mean, they
Yeah,
I like that term.
new blood.
Yeah, new bloods.
mm-hmm.
The new bloods.
They the new blood.
UConn. Who else? Nobody yet.
Villanova can be considered a new blood.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Was that
What was
you?
that?
I'm like, that was a jet landing.
I was wondering why you were babbling, and then I just
because
started
was like,
breathing
what's
into the
what's-
microphone.
Hey, but I did get a little sad last night. And I always get sad when I watch One Shining Moment.
Because it's over.
This party is over. Like, it's no more. And Jim Nantz.
That
No
I
more
was,
Jim Nantz doing
I
college
wanted
basketball.
some like massive goodbye for Jim.
So he had the semifinal game, the first semifinal game
I know,
last
but
week.
it's the championship. And I know he was probably like, don't
Being
do
professional,
it.
yep.
I don't want any. I
Yep.
don't want it about me. Did you see in One Shining Moment, what was something, it was something talking about like with it being done or whatever. And it was the back shot of Jim Nantz's head calling the game.
Yeah.
Like with the, you could, it was very subtle,
Yeah.
but it was awesome.
You have the Nance's final deal.
One thing I learned through all of this is everybody has a dream and everybody has a story to tell. Just try to find that story. Be kind.
You told it better than most, let me tell you.
Can I tell you one other thing? I mean this. Not to try to play off hello friends. But to you, everybody in the college game, on CBS Family, my family, all the viewers, thank you for being my friend.
Oh, I love it.
That was good. That was good. You always say that. You got to find, everybody has a story. You just got to find the story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's very true.
The best broadcasters are the best storytellers.
Dude, there was a point on that stage when he was presenting them the trophy and doing the interviews. You could see he kept on, like I've never seen him do this. He kept on, his lip was
Quivering?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like he had to shake it off and get it back together. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't wait to ask him whenever we get him on. Did you have a moment when you were on stage presenting them with the trophy and doing the interviews that you were about to crack?
Yeah.
He had to. He had to, like, confetti. That's too much.
Mm-hmm.
That's too much. That's how you go out right there. That was good. You can't lose in that situation. So, yeah.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm. Super. But it's over, Babsy.
I know. It makes me a little sad, too.
On to the Masters.
On to the Masters.
Yeah, but the weather is going to be bunk at the Masters this weekend. Yeah, isn't it? All weekend, I think.
Oh, that
I
ain't
haven't
nothing.
looked.
Go look. Go look, Mr. Meteorologist.
I will. Thank you. Hendon Hooker
The
visiting.
tension between you two today.
Yeah.
This brother senses the tension in here.
It's going to get real.
Yeah,
missed
like
me.
I can see one
I
of y'all
told
jumping
her.
off the bunk bed in a minute when no one is looking and just hitting them in the back of the head with the elbow.
I told her in all honesty, like we did fine yesterday, but we need all three of us in here.
We do, dude.
And we talked about how we missed you yesterday. Like the vibe is just different.
Oh. Excuse me. Y'all. Y'all got me all choked up.
I know. We did miss you, which means I will go at you today.
That's right.
That's right.
All right.
It's welcome.
I expect nothing less.
On my show sheet for 3 p.m. intro, Babs is back. I wrote that down.
Babs is back.
And she is.
Witches.
Switches.
Yes. UConn dominates the tournament, wins the Natty 76-59 over San Diego State. Hendon Hooker, real quick, visiting with the Saints today, visiting with the Titans tomorrow. We'll talk with Jim Wyatt about this because it's being reported that he's one of the 30 visits. You get 30 visits.
Mm-hmm.
But local players don't count. So the way I understood that was if you're from Tennessee or went to school in Tennessee, you don't count against the 30.
So
Maybe
you
I'm
shouldn't
wrong
count.
about that. I don't know.
We'll ask Jimmy.
Yeah. One quick note. Miles Murphy from Clemson. Love him. 6'5", 271. Ran a 4.52 today at his 40. For his 40 at his pro day.
Was he edge guy?
Yep. 13 and a half sacks the last 2 years. So, that's a quick note. Back to basketball real quick. Saw this video from Matt Bradley after the game. He's one of the San Diego State players. An emotional deal. Listen to this.
When I entered the portal and came here, I was really like during that time with COVID and stuff. I was really ready to just stop playing. Like I told myself I was just like, you know what, man, it's been tough. Like let's just go home and get a job and call it the day. You'll be all right. But Coach Dutch, he's one of the most genuine guys I ever met, and the way he just took me in, and the brotherhood and these guys, and actually having real leadership that I can follow. It just, it changed the trajectory of my life for sure. And it's more than just basketball, Sorry, I'm crying up here and stuff, but I'm just really thankful for Coach Dutch and everybody that played a part in my move here, going to San Diego State. So, yeah, that's how I feel.
Man, he had a great run through the tournament too.
You know what?
Changed the trajectory of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Dutch, who no one in America knows who that guy is until maybe
unless you know basketball.
Maybe they still don't.
Yeah.
Unless you know basketball.
Yeah. So I tell coaches that I run into all the time that are foundational pieces to programs and really give back. You see the genuine in them, and you can see it in their guys that they coach. If I ever get to talk to their players, I tell them to relish all the moments you have with their coach. Because that's one thing I never got to have in college. And, yeah, I got it in high school with my coaches, Coach Fitzgerald, Coach Smith, Terry Reynolds. I got it with them. But college is a bit different because you're right there teetering on leaving adolescence and moving to adulthood. So the person taking you over that bridge is your coach. You know what I'm saying? So to be able to call back and be in contact with those guys and those guys answer the phone, Man, that's special.
Especially if you grow up with a single mom and all
you know
that
what I'm
stuff.
saying?
Yeah.
Like that's really special, man. To be able to reach back 10 years later, 15 years later, them coaches talking about Rodney Terry talking about, man, I'm gonna be at these guys' weddings and things. Man, that's special, man. So kids out there, man, y'all, when you decide in college too, more so than just the name, see who's coaching there too, man. Like, because you're going to play for the university, but you playing for the coach as well. I wish I had that in college.
Real quick, for those that don't know, Brian Dutcher is the San Diego State coach. We went through this yesterday, but in case you missed it, you need to know this about this guy. 63 years old. He became a head coach at San Diego State when he was 57.
Mm-hmm.
So he was with Steve Fisher at Michigan from 1989 to 1998. Then he went with Fisher to San Diego State in 1999, associate head coach for 18 seasons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Talk about loyal.
Yeah. Jawan Howard, those guys showed up in San Diego State locker room after the game that they just lost to UConn. I guess a family.
Yep. So he had been to 4 NCAA tournaments with San Diego State, had not been out of the first round. Got to the championship game.
That's dope, man.
And, you know, Dan Hurley's a cool story, too, which we told yesterday also. Same deal. 3 seasons at UConn, not out of the first round until this run to win the national title. More 3HL coming up. We'd love to hear from you. 615-737-1045. Got the Dodge. Got the Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. That is where you need to go to get that next new vehicle, and you can get that done. Car, truck, SUV, Jeep, whatever you are looking for, they're going to be able to help you out. New or pre-owned, these are your guys. If you're looking around, you're going dealership to dealership, make sure you include my guys at Gupton. Daniel Gupton and the guys have been in business for a long, long time. I bought multiple vehicles from these guys. They're awesome people. So go tell them what you're looking for, and tell them what your concerns are, why you're in the market to buy a new vehicle, and they'll be able to help you out. Take your test drive, go inside, they'll help make the numbers work. It'll be that easy. Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, about 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. Best vehicle buying experience you'll ever have. 3450 Tom Austin Highway in Springfield, Tennessee. Check them out online. GuptonMotors.com is the website. All the dealership information is there. All the inventory is there as well. Great Jeep selection as we head into the spring. Maybe you've been thinking about that. They've got you covered. That's Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
Golf's first major, a tradition unlike any other. And now you can bet on who you think will win at Augusta on FanDuel Sportsbook. Right now, all customers, you can get bonus bets back if your Augusta winner pick does not win, but still finishes in the top 10. What a perfect excuse to jump in on golf action, right? Maybe you want somebody who might win their first major. Maybe you think somebody else might play well or will finish in the top 20. You can bet on any of that, and all customers get bonus bets back if your Augusta winner pick doesn't win but finishes in that top 10. No better way to get on the action. And the app is super easy to use. So many different betting options when you talk about golf. And when you win, you get paid instantly. So drive down Magnolia Lane, take a swing at betting the first major. I'm going to wait till we have our golf expert on today before I decide which direction I'm going. Visit FanDuel.com/insert Dawn. /Dawn and get bonus bets back if your Augusta winner pick doesn't win but finishes in the top 10. FanDuel.com/Dawn. You got to be 21 and older and present in Tennessee. Refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets. Expire 7 days after receipt. Max bonus $25 unless otherwise specified. Restrictions apply. Full terms. FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem. Tennessee Redline 1-800-889-9789.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay cruising through the Tuesday edition of 3HL. Gator Mike said, yeah, 3HL, that's what to, I guess, illustrate to broadcast students what not to do.
Well, hey. Join us. Won't you?
I will say this about this show. There's probably not another show like this out there. So
That's good.
Why do they keep showing the Music City Miracle behind you? I've seen it like 2 days in a row.
I don't know why they keep doing it.
It's number 2 on something.
Trying to let Buffalo know. There's Dr. Dyson.
So would you hang on before we get to would you trade up to number 3? Because I want to get your take on that. We talked a little bit about it last week because Buck brought it up, and now like national guys throwing it out there. Ian Rappaport threw it out there. But Jim Nantz again calling into 3HL on the listener line, and we didn't know. I don't know if anybody didn't know, but I didn't know if it was out there or not out there or whatever. But he told us that this was going to be his last NCAA tournament. So. Yep. I'm glad he did, so you could kind of watch and understand that this is the last run for him.
And appreciate it.
Yeah. This is what he said
Not
about
that we don't appreciate it always, but.
Right. This is what he said about it.
But in the meantime, we have this little thing called the NCAA basketball tournament. I'm taking on the journey for the 37th and final time. This is my last time to call the NCAA tournament. I began my hoop season actually yesterday in Memphis with a barn burner that came down to
great game.
Houston winning with a shot with no time left. And, I mean, I'm already getting nostalgic about it, but the bottom line is I want more time around here. I had to find some more time to be with my kids. And it takes me from about 47 weeks a year to about 40 starting next year. But it's been a fun journey, and always having the Final Four, the NCAA tournament, back-to-back, one season running right into the next. And, it's going to be a special 4 weeks ahead.
So mine are taking out 7 weeks, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up, man.
I mean, that's almost 2 months.
Leaving a little old basketball behind.
Aww.
Now we get to enjoy him with the Masters coming up this weekend.
Yes.
Masters on deck.
This is a busy run, busy stretch for him.
Odds are we'll play a little more of that interview as we get closer to the Masters because he talked a lot about that.
Oh, my gosh. Some amazing Masters stories.
Yeah, and Hunk, I think people can find that still, right? Like online or in the podcast section of the website and all that stuff. So download the podcast for 3HL, all the shows on the Zone, rate, review, and subscribe. But, yeah, listen to the Jim. He just called the listener line. Slay lost his mind.
I did.
We were trying to figure out if it was him.
Still looking for it. I looked under this table and everything.
Did you enjoy last night's game?
I did because, I bet on it.
Oh.
I didn't really.
I did like 7 different bets.
Bets.
Yeah.
You didn't enjoy it?
The semifinal games were so much
But see,
better.
It wasn't aesthetically pleasing.
Mm-mm.
So I look at it a little different when I'm watching the game.
That's why I asked you.
So,
As a basketball guy that played that sport professional.
I did. Because it's kind of weird, but like regardless of it being a blowout, like I can watch the game regardless, and find something good in it. Like I found, I was watching Jordan Hawkins, man, him coming off screens and the elevation on his shot. Like I kept saying it, like he has the prettiest shot since Ray Allen. In college. And last night, he didn't disappoint again. Like, that man can flat out stroke it. Good gosh, man. I mean, the elevation, the release, him coming down where he takes off is so much. He's a joy to watch. He's a joy to watch. And then a guy, I think only had like 2 points, Jackson, who he got credit from Dan Hurley. I think he only had 2 points, but, man, his imprint was all over the game, like all over. And that'll be a guy to go and get drafted. So
see,
I was looking at
little
stuff like that.
You watch it way closer than an average fan.
And then now I listen
was
to
an
it as
average fan
too.
last night.
Yeah, I like listening to the commentators too now. So try to pick up little things. But,
study.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, ratings not good.
Yeah, I can believe it.
Final Four down 29% from last year, and they've been keeping Nielsen numbers for television ratings. Like for radio, it's copywritten. That's why we never talk about it. But television is not. So that's why you hear TV ratings all the time. But since they started doing Nielsen numbers in 1987, so 36 years, 4th least watched Final Four ever.
Wow. That's pretty bad.
Does that have anything to do with the fact it didn't end until like midnight?
Well, that too.
Well, that was the championship.
No, but I think if it's the right teams,
you just had
Oh,
4
you're saying
teams.
Final Four as a whole.
Well, so that
I thought you were talking about the championship games.
No, Final Four.
Specifically.
Final
Okay.
Four as a whole.
Yeah, because you don't. I mean, you had what, one blue blood in there?
Right. So
yeah,
it's funny
Blue blood.
because like I think we all love
A
March
blue blood
Madness.
and a new blood.
I think we all love March Madness, and like I'm a college football guy, then the NFL, then probably college basketball. But March Madness to me, NCAA tournament is the best sporting event out there to me, and I think it's because of like anybody can win any game and all those things. So like you start cheering for upsets, right?
Yep.
Well, these upsets lead you to a Final Four like that,
like this, yeah.
and so then you're like, well, crap, I don't have Duke playing Kansas or you know what I mean, like Kentucky playing whoever. I mean. We're a little different in that. I mean, we consume sports no matter what it is, really. But just for like average people out there that might pay attention if it's 2 recognizable teams as opposed to Florida Atlantic and San Diego State. You know what I mean?
And I think it was difficult with those teams, those 4 teams, to find a storyline. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, everybody has a story. It was just like, but
that's why like yesterday I found like the information about the coaches and I felt like. We should talk about this because I feel like people don't know the storylines in these games.
Yep.
Because of what you said.
And then I think Hurley had the most outstanding personality out of all the guys. Larinaga was kind of laid back. Dusty, what is it, Dusty May? What's the coach for FAU? Dusty, I forgot his name.
Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty Day.
Not Dusty Day.
I think it is Dusty Day, actually.
Dusty May, it got to be.
Is it May? June.
Is it Day? Anyway, he was so bland. Like even when the timeout,
if you'd have known, we'd have stopped this conversation.
Like I wish Babsy could have been. I wish Babsy could have been the sideline reporter that walked up to him and questioned him. Because if she asked him a question, it would be like, "Hey, what do you think about this right here?" Well, I think we got to stop him in the first half, and then if we come out and do it, and then he just pause and look like, dude, that ain't no like. Give us something we want to hear, or give us some kind of facial expression, some energy. It was just so. He's an assistant coach. He's doing a great job as a head coach, but
it is May. It's May.
I knew it one day.
It's May.
Dusty
Day sounded cool though.
Cranky bastard
wrestler.
Cranky Buzzard.
Dusty Rowe
said Dusty Baker.
Yeah, but Dusty got way more personality.
By the way, I didn't mean to bring this up today, but we're free flowing here. Remember that scene when in the World Series where Barry Bonds hit the home run off the 101 mile an hour fastball and turned on it and put it in the water?
Yes.
And then Dusty Baker's kid got out there too early and somebody had to go scoop him up before he got run over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that kid's playing baseball now, like pro baseball.
Yeah, he hit a home run.
Right,
Hunk?
Yeah, JT Snow is the one that had to pull him off of home plate before he actually. Because he was going to grab the bat.
So I do remember that.
He's playing pro baseball now.
Yeah, he was drafted.
Oh, we're old.
Yeah, he was drafted.
Oh, wow. Don't.
Not me.
Yeah, we are. No, you are too.
Welcome back, Babsy. Pro Football Talk. Source.
Oh, here we go.
Bill Belichick has shopped Mac Jones this offseason.
Sure he has.
Yeah. Would anybody want Mac Jones? Seriously?
I mean, no.
Listen. Yes.
Who?
It depends on the price. Listen, everybody has a price.
I think the
man said that.
I think the league figured him out. He can't push the ball down the field. And so now you've got tight man-to-man coverage. His numbers came down. So year one, he was 68% completions, 22 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. Last year, 65%, 14 touchdowns and 12 interceptions.
Mac Jones is a good backup.
Good backup.
Go
like
win some.
Long time of career as a backup.
Like what's the name? Gardner Minshew.
Would you rather
and
have
those guys.
Ryan Tannehill or Mac Jones?
Oh, Ryan Tannehill.
I mean, woo.
Well, I don't know. I have to ask that
You
because
most definitely
you
do.
listen to
You most
the
definitely
Titans
do.
fan base, and Ryan Tannehill is like the most garbage quarterback ever invented.
You most definitely do, man. You right about that. You're right
it's
about that.
unbelievable to
We
me.
want Ryan Tannehill and injured Ryan Tannehill before you have Mac Jones.
There you go. All right.
Well,
You
Ryan
definitely got to ask
Tannehill,
that question, though.
I know.
Ryan
Crazy.
Tannehill with good offensive line and Ryan Tannehill with bad offensive line are two different quarterbacks too.
Okay, would
Both
you rather
good to
have
me.
Ryan Tannehill with bad offensive line or Mac Jones?
Ryan Tannehill, bad offensive line.
Thank you.
Because he was.
You're right to ask the question based on the comments we get from people.
Oh,
about
yeah,
Ryan
Good
Tannehill.
Lord.
he was getting busy this past year with that little ankle. Man, went up, man. That's how I feel when we have to start talking about quarterbacks. Like, come on.
There's
Who's gonna-
just not
who's gonna
that
shoot this
many
down
that
now?
people would want.
And there's something wrong. If they're not a top 7 quarterback, nobody wants them. They didn't even want the top 7, Lamar Jackson. He may be a little higher on some people's board, but I'm just spitballing.
Were y'all surprised that day where
I
he
was.
became the betting favorite to end up in Nashville if he left Baltimore? And we threw that out there, and
I was shocked.
most of y'all were like, I don't want it.
I was shocked.
I wasn't.
I mean, like, but why wouldn't you?
Is it just that people just want to like be negative about everything? Is that like where we are?
Scorn.
No, because I don't 220 million guaranteed trust him.
Okay, so that tag.
Okay.
That's different.
10, what is it, 10 missed games the last 2 years?
Yeah, last 2 years. The 220 million. That's
But it's
that's
the end of the
steep.
season.
Yeah.
What if he?
When
What
you
if,
need him.
what if he said, "Man, I'll come down there for 170"?
I mean, we're getting there.
You
Absolutely.
question more not him, but you question the tag, the price tag that comes with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm with that.
Well,
I mean,
because
they're trying to get out of salary cap hell right now. They've got so much dead money
right.
that they're trying to move past. That's why it makes sense to roll with Tannehill for one more year or just throw Malik out there and then draft a quarterback next year. Or Malik makes it. I don't know. But, like, you can't go out and spend that kind of money on something right now,
Yeah,
can you?
No. Well, and
Although Jim Wyatt did say it's possible, like, and we can ask him again, but he kind of surprised me with that answer.
yeah, I disagree.
But wouldn't it be equivalent to trading away everything to go get this number 3 pick this year? You might as well pay the 220 if we're gonna do this. Go move up to go get this number 3 pick, because that ain't nothing.
Well,
Franchise
you don't
changing. Who don't know?
You don't know.
I know
You know what?
that whoever we go get right there at 3 ain't gonna be nothing if it's a quarterback.
Well, I agree with you. But maybe the Titans scouting team doesn't agree
I
with
know.
us.
I mean,
Maybe the entire NFL scouting teams don't agree with us.
here's the 2022 quarterbacks based off quarterback rating. All right, you ready? And you just stop me when you get to a guy you don't want or whatever. Tua Tagovailoa led the NFL. 105.5.
Yeah, they're really good. Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes.
take them.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
I'd pay $220 million guaranteed to Patrick Mahomes.
And maybe more. Yeah.
I think somebody did.
Jimmy Garoppolo. Jalen Hurts is fourth. Geno Smith. What kind of story is
How about that? Yeah.
That's not getting enough attention. He bet on himself, man.
So
He was locked in a
And then
battle with
talked
Drew
about it.
Lock in offseason.
Was that lightning in a bottle?
Possibly.
Might have been. Geno Smith.
I
Joe
wouldn't
Burrow.
feel comfortable that it wasn't.
Right. I'm with you on that. Joe Burrow. Jared Goff, Detroit.
No.
Top 10 guy. Josh Allen, Buffalo. Andy Dalton, New Orleans. Well, he played 14 games.
Wow.
Trevor Lawrence, 10th. Ryan Tannehill, 11th. Justin Herbert, 12th. Danny Dimes, your boy, Daniel Jones,
You love
13th.
him.
I love him. That's my guy.
Hey, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
I
Kirk
mean,
Cousins, 14. Now, watch that situation with Hendon Hooker. I've said this for a while. Like, Hendon Hooker with the ACL or whatever, find the situation where the quarterback has one more year, like here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Kirk Cousins has 1 year left on his deal. That'd be a good fit. So Kirk Cousins, 14. Dak Prescott, 15. Lamar Jackson, 16. Aaron Rodgers, 17. Tom Brady, 18. By the way, is he dating Reese Witherspoon?
oh my gosh. We were supposed to talk about that, but I was sick yesterday.
Yes, you were. You went
Yes.
crazy on that.
So there.
I think you were at the concert on Friday.
I
You
was
started
with
texting us.
Kevin of Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, and he was like, hey, did you see who Tom Brady's dating? And I'm like, no. Who? Reese Witherspoon. I was like, what?
I mean, she just released a statement of her divorce like that same week, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
By the way, in the same
Tom
conversation,
Brady. What?
you did the exact same thing that you did with us a few days ago, where we asked you a direct question and you never replied to it.
Oh, sorry.
Because we all asked,
I got
are they
distracted.
there? Are they like in a suite somewhere?
No, they weren't there, but hello.
She
This
lives
now
here.
starts the rumor
she lives
of
here.
Tom Brady coming back to play football for the Titans. Here we go. Maybe that Buck promo wasn't as crazy as possible. Let's start the rumor. Tom Brady back in Nashville, dating Reese Witherspoon. Perfect little liaison to, I don't know, hop in with the Titans. There you go. Start the rumor. You can blame
That
Kevin.
is so dumb.
No, you can blame Kevin at Spring Hill
No, you can
and
blame
cooling
Reese,
for that.
Reese Witherspoon if it happens.
Yeah.
By the way, we were talking about Mac Jones, and Russell Wilson got all kinds of crap all year, you know. Mac Jones, 26th in the NFL in rating, right in front of Russell Wilson.
He was definitely a Nathaniel.
Dang.
He was every bit of a Nathaniel. Yes, he was.
So Mark in our chat said, name one time in recent Titans history that we've paid a top-tier quarterback. First of all, name one time in recent Titans history where they've had a top-tier quarterback.
Tannehill was
And then
paid
second,
that way.
what is Tannehill making last year and this year? I mean,
Making
although
top-tier
now
money.
if you look at it, he's paid as a middle-tier quarterback, which is exactly where his numbers are.
There you go. Jim Wyatt, TennesseeTitans.com. We'll ask him about the Hendon Hooker visit. Also, the whole Kevin Byard story. We'll get into it with him. Also, the reports out there. Buck was the first one to talk about this, but the Titans may be moving up to 3. We've got a lot to get to with Jim Wyatt next on 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening, people? Check this out, man. Now, you can go and pull a diet or weight loss plan off the internet, but how do you know if it's right for you? Your body, your habits, your metabolism, all different. That's what Awaken 180 specializes in, a customized program built specifically for you. Not a workout plan or one-size-fits-all diet, a weekly plan to ensure you keep dropping pounds until you reach your ideal weight. Now, they had me set up right, straight up out the gate. My first 2 weeks, I lost 15 pounds and continue dropping weight each and every week. I've never, ever heard of results like this without taking meds or eating like a bird. No, and I'm not eating like a bird. Y'all know that. Now, what you got to understand is there will always be an excuse not to start losing weight. It starts with just one phone call to Awaken 180. Make the call, ask questions, and if you're like me, you'll leave your excuses at the door and start getting down to your ideal weight. Awaken 180 Weight Loss, the long-term solution for weight loss. Schedule your consultation by calling 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800 or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Brentwood Jewelry, I want to tell you about my friends over there. Ron Slade did a little business over at Brentwood Jewelry. I'm a watch guy, man, and they have a great selection of watches. I've got several from there. Let me just leave it at that. But Brentwood Jewelry is in the heart of Brentwood, 7012 Church Street, just off Franklin Road. BrentwoodJewelry.com is the website. If you haven't already heard, maybe you've heard me talking about it, Nashville's premier timepiece dealer, Brentwood Jewelry. Not only do they have the best selection in watches, and they really do, man. You need to check out their selection. But they also are the go-to spot for pre-owned Rolexes. Vintage and current models. You can own a pre-owned Rolex for a fraction of the cost. Every watch has been meticulously serviced to ensure the highest level of performance. Presented with a 2-year warranty. Brentwood Jewelry carries the Hamilton watch line as well. Hamilton watches are innovative, iconic, and known for their American spirit and Swiss precision. They offer a wide range of chronographic, automatic, classic men's and women's watches with a reputation for craftsmanship and strong movie, military, and aviation heritage. If you're looking for a Swiss-made watch that offers quality as well as standout style, look no further than Hamilton. Quality men's watches with standout style. Hamilton. Great selection, as I said. Go check them out. Brentwood Jewelry, 7012 Church Street in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road. Exceptional style, exceptional deals every day for more than 50 years. Visit BrentwoodJewelry.com. 3HL 1045, The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay with you on a Tuesday afternoon. Jim Wyatt joins us every Tuesday, typically about 3:45, and that's where we are right now. Jim Wyatt from TennesseeTitans.com. There we go. Let me cancel myself out. There. All right, Jim, what's up?
Not much. How you doing, Brent?
We are doing well, man. A quick question off the top. So I've seen reports about Hendon Hooker as one of the 30 visits that they get, but you get local visits, right? So how did the local visits work, and wouldn't he be considered a local visit and not count against the 30, or am I wrong?
That's a good question. Those rules have changed. I have to be honest with you. I saw the list of locals that are coming this week, and there are guys that I would not have thought would qualify, but they spent some time here and went somewhere else. So, I don't know for sure that Knoxville qualifies. I know you got to be within a certain radius, have gone to high school or live in a certain radius of Nashville, and that includes, Southern Kentucky. It can include Northern Alabama. As far as Tennessee guys, I'm not sure, to be honest with you. But the list I saw, he was not on there, so he may be separate.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Interesting. So what's the situation regarding Kevin Byard, as you know it?
Well, as the situation as I know it, obviously you guys saw what was reported by, some of the national media as far as talks with him, or at least his representation and the team regarding his contract. I can't get into the specifics of that. I know Rand Carthon, I talked to him at the owners' meetings last week. He did make one thing clear, and that was that Kevin Byard never asked for his release from the team. Now, do they have some things to work through? Probably so. I think, people see that the team asked him to take a pay cut and shocked by that, and whether or not that should have been done or that's been done, I really can't get into that. But I will say that I've covered this team for a long time, and that's something that happens pretty regularly in the off season with a lot of players. Most of the time it doesn't get out. Sometimes they've gotten out, months later when you look at a guy's contract on Sports Track or wherever they check it now and say, hey, well, this guy took a pay cut. I remember it happened to Wesley Woodard several years back. And I think that happens pretty commonly, and you work through some certain things. So, we'll see what happens from here. I know conversations will continue there. It didn't take this situation for me to realize how popular Kevin Byard is here. There's not one person that's ever said anything bad about him, with the team or outside the team. He's been such a class, representation for himself and the franchise since he's been here. So I think everybody wants that to work out. And right now, I guess you could probably say that's a whole kind of to be determined how that one's going to work out.
Any news on Jeffrey Simmons? And, since there's been a media swipe of Titans mentions at some point, but anything on that, and what's kind of the talk on a possible long-term deal with him?
Well, everything I've heard is that that's still positive. I'm not in the weeds on the negotiations like I used to be, checking with agents, but I will say that I'm just talking to people familiar with what's going on there, and they say that everything's been good. The team had a season ticket member event at the end of last month, the night that Keith Bullock was let him know he's going to the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame, and Jeffrey Simmons was there that night on his own. Rand Carthon said his conversations with him continue to be good. So nothing's really. I know that happened with his social media account. I know his agent posted something last week that had some people buzzing about what it all meant. But as far as everything I've heard is that they're continue to talk and continue to get along, and there's really nothing that is concerning as far as whether that deal is going to get done. I still think it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when.
Jimmy, on the
I
fan,
like it, by the way.
Oh, there we go.
Go ahead.
on the fan perception meter, Walk with me on this one. The fan perception meter rating 1 to 10, 1 being you're sitting in the stands and you're having a good time, 10 being you've blown your top and you can no longer deal with what's going on in this draft process. What do you think the perception is for fans? Are they losing their mind? Is this
How's that mailbag looking, Jimmy?
Where are we with this, Jimmy?
Well, I mean, I think, anytime something comes up, I mean, this time of year, it gets a lot of reaction. I know the buzz this week is, I think Daniel Jeremiah said that he heard buzz that the Titans, are looking to move up to number 3. And of course, anytime something like that comes out this time of year, you get a lot of reaction. So people obviously reacting to that. My take there is that I think when you're in the position the Titans are in, you got to do your due diligence about what could be done. You got to do your due diligence on players that you could potentially target. I know Rand Carthon's been to Ohio State and Florida and Kentucky and Alabama. I know Mike Vrabel was in Knoxville to see Hendon Hooker. You guys just mentioned him. I mean, so they're doing their homework on quarterbacks, and what ultimately ends up happening, I don't know. It's hard to know with the first-time GM. I will say that, when Rand Carthon was in San Francisco, just a couple of years ago in 2021, the 49ers went from a 12 to 3 in that draft. It took them a boatload to get there, to get to Trey Lance, and I guess the jury's still out on how that one's going to play out. So if you make that move, you better be right. But I don't know, a lot of buzz, a lot of intrigue,
anxiety.
A lot of anxieties, I think, is a good word, because you see, opinions are all over the place on what the team might do and what the team could pick.
Appreciate that, Jim.
Are you at the Masters?
Yeah, I heard the birds.
No, I'm not at the Masters. I am standing outside, but no golf course anywhere close to me.
I love it. All right, yeah, you definitely want to check out Jim's mailbag, TennesseeTitans.com, among other things. That's where you'll find Titans content that you need. Thank you, Jimmy.
Okay, you guys have a good one. Appreciate it.
All right, at J Wyatt Sports on Twitter. 3HL presented by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, SpringHillAC.com. Birds, man.
Yeah, they out here. Let me ask you and Babs, y'all been doing this longer. Is this anxiety because of a new GM coming in? Or is it it wasn't like this last year. Like this right here.
No, let's talk to that when we come back.
Okay.
All right, 3HL.
I have another thought on it too.
Okay.
Shocking. Be right back.
Hello, everyone. It is a little humid outside. Is that humid? No, it's just hot.
No, it's nice.
No, Babs, it's hot. And it feels nice in my house because Spring Hill Heating and Cooling came through and took care of me and tuned up everything, and everything was working fine. So I walked right into this hot climate feeling good.
Yes.
When I get back in my house.
Maybe you realized this morning when your house was hot that your AC unit doesn't work.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Call Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, the heating and cooling company that can take care of all of your HVAC needs. Family owned and operated, over 20 years experience. Kevin opened the doors back in 2011, raised his family, and now the whole fam works for the company. His daughters run the office. His son and his son-in-law are the on-site technicians for you. So there's always a family member one call away.
And we told you the extension has been extended. Spring is right into spring. So right into April, just like last month, you get your AC tuned up for $79 and get the fall tune up for free. That has been extended, so you need to jump on it. Spring Hill Heating and Cooling is a proud Rude Pro partner and a Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. There's only one way to reach out. SpringHillAC.com, Babsy.
Call them.
Good afternoon from the Superbook.com sports desk. I'm Joe Hunk. Byron Young, he is traveling around the country. He's got 11 teams that he is going to meet with before the NFL draft. One of those is the Jacksonville Jaguars. In fact, he met with them earlier today. Before that, he met with the Seattle Seahawks. Now, just a little while ago, the NCAA scheduled its contested hearing in the case of Jeremy Pruitt and Derek Ensley. What is going to happen is on April 19th through the 21st, the Tennessee school officials, the NCAA officials, and both those coaches are set to meet in Cincinnati for the hearing. And you have the Preds back at home tonight against the Golden Knights. 6 games remaining. They are still 5 points behind the Winnipeg Jets. I should just put that on repeat. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, as well as home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone, Tuesday edition. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. Dawn Davenport is back. There she is.
Let's go.
We, along with a lot of other people, were talking about trash talk in the women's basketball world. Caitlin Clark just had another quote about it. I'll hit you with that in just a second. But Ron Slay's sitting right here.
I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
Oh.
Hey, I'm in the building. 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 I'm in the building.
How you doing over there, Slay?
I'm doing phenomenal. Is what I'm doing.
You're talking about Titan fan anxiety. We'll get to that.
That's what I am
Also,
talking about,
to Ron Davenport with a story about the Metro Sports Authority.
I saw that.
And the stadium deal. We'll hit you with that in just a little bit as well. And we can take your phone call, 615-737-1045. Real quick, we were talking about trash talk in women's basketball, and there was some stuff between LSU and Caitlin Clark's been talking the whole tournament and pretty much all year if you watch her play. And this is what she said. And you went on a rant yesterday about how, that's part of it.
Right.
And then we had Alexis Hornbuckle on, and she was like, it's an emotional thing. Like, we work really hard to get where we are. And so who are you to tell me, how it should appropriately come out?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And so Caitlin Clark said this: men have always had trash talk. You should be able to play with that emotion. That's how every girl should continue to play.
I love it. I love it.
I think it's weird that she has to go on this mountain, but I'm glad she is.
Yeah. I just don't understand, what made this all come about. It's not from the players. You know what I'm saying? It can't
the players understand that that's part of it.
Man, my little sister and them been talking trash for the longest. To the point where I used to be like, hey, man, you want to settle down? Then I had to think dang, that's the same thing I do. So,
right, and they understand too. If you don't back it up, you're gonna hear it.
Yeah,
and that's what happened with the LSU and Iowa thing.
Exactly. You don't go whining to your coach. Hey, man, he's out there talking to me. You was just talking. That's part of the game. That's the jousting in it. That's the mental part of the game as well.
I don't think the players have any issue with it.
Nope. I don't either.
I mean, I think that what'd they say? There's no beef.
Yeah.
There's no beef between the two of them. Now, I'll say this. There is a thing called sportsmanship.
Yeah, of course.
You should be shaking hands at the end of the game. I mean, and listen, that's what Pat taught everybody. I've seen some of her former players say it. Listen, you talk all the smack you want. You respect your opponent. You shake their hands at the end of the game.
Yep.
You respect the game, and then you freaking celebrate. I don't know. I'm okay with the trash talking.
Well, and I think Caitlin Clark's saying something a little bit more in this quote. Nobody has a problem with the men talking trash. Mm-hmm. So why? Why did this come up with us?
Yeah. It's crazy, man.
And her little John Cena thing, she's been doing that all year.
Yeah. LSU has been them all year. That's the funny thing is about it. what did we think was like? I think I saw another interview when she said that. It was like, what did you expect to happen? We get in the national championships and everybody be quiet. You know what I mean? Like, we gonna continue being us. That this was coming from Caitlin Clark. Like, of course, that's what gives you that edge. That's what separates you from the bunch. That's why you one of the two that's only playing.
What is it? Did Dawn Staley's comments, do you think, play into this whole?
I think it
making
answered
a
more
bigger deal than it really is.
No, I think they. I think.
Or
media
even Angel
outlets took it
Reese,
out.
who also said, well, I've been, called
ghetto,
things all year
thug,
or
all
whatever. I mean, is that why it's more of a conversation because they have talked about it?
I think it's more so the way the media reacted to it. You know what I'm saying? And that wasn't the reaction the day before. With Caitlin Clark guarding the player and waving at her like, man, I'm not guarding you out there. Go ahead, shoot that. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's maybe where it came from when the tables were turned and then they saw LSU doing that. Yeah, it could fit into it exactly that way, what Dawn Staley said, but it was the exact same thing in a different context that Coach Kelly Harper had to come out and defend Tamara Key about. Mm-hmm. So having a black female out there doing that and celebrating and being who they are and playing like the way they play, and then you turn around and then not getting any backlash for what Caitlin Clark was doing in South Carolina as a white female, I think that's what the media grasped on to run with. You understand what I'm saying?
Interesting. Sports Impact Training wrote it's the following Clark around that I didn't like. But here's the thing: like Caitlin Clark said, she didn't have a problem with it at all. Like,
it was a little aggressive.
That's what it is.
But if Caitlin Clark doesn't have a problem with it, like why should I?
But this is the thing.
But you don't.
What?
Are you going to say that wasn't a little aggressive? Like there's talking smack. There's aggressively talking smack.
Are you asking me?
You remember Slade playing?
Yeah, I'm the same guy. I remember playing in when we had the summer league here and it was popping the pro-am. One of my best friends I grew up with, pinning his shot on the backboard, wiping the backboard with it, and then while everybody run down, standing in his face and dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. This is a pro-am. Like, ain't nobody here. Ain't no cameras. Ain't no ESPN. This the game. You know what I'm saying? Me getting the dunk and running into Georgia's bench and getting the crowd fight in front of their bench. Like, one of them could have jumped up and pushed me and they would have been in the right. So, I mean,
that's exactly what I would have wanted to do.
But at the same time, it's, hey, man, I took it when y'all just beat us down there with a buzzer beater and Ezra Williams was out there pulling on his jersey and jumping up and they lifted him up. I can't get to the bench. It's part of the game, man. As long as it's in those white lines, man, it is what it is. Ain't nobody, I tell kids this all the time, ain't nobody tough out here for real. Ain't nobody finna punch you. If they punch you, they don't get to play. Like, are you going to really punch? Now, when we get outside of here, they take it a little further. That's different. But inside here, man, everything goes.
I don't know if she followed me around for like a minute straight. I might have had to push her away from me. Nah. To me, that's more than smack talk.
You can sit here and defend it. It was like 10 seconds.
You can defend it all you want, but I'm just saying.
She had to see her. You got to see me. You got to see me. The young lady, Alexis, what's the last name? The point guard, Alexis Miller, I believe. She was saying, like, when we sat there and watched, and Alexis said the same thing, when we sat there and watched them the way they did South Carolina, that didn't do nothing but light the fire and burn it more. Because as much as people compete, it is conference against conference.
Right.
And they were like,
well, and that's what
my
some people
SEC
aren't
sisters.
Mentioning about the hate on the SEC too.
Yeah, so those my sisters. I saw how you did them. Oh, guard us like that. So it was all bubbled over from the semifinal game too to that game, and it was like that's why they came out guns a blazing, letting it fly.
Well, guess what? That game had a record 9.9 million viewers, which was more than the Orange Bowl and more than the Sugar Bowl. So whatever it is, it's working for women's
personalities.
basketball.
It's personalities.
It's working.
And all those top tier players are back next year too.
That's what it is.
And they're fun to watch. That's the thing. They're
it's
fun
got
to watch.
102 points.
in the title game.
102 to 85. The men scored 70-something last night. Like, what you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I want to watch that. And they talking? I'm going to it. Matter of fact, I'm going to the game.
Mean, for me, I say this all the time. For me, sports is entertainment. That's entertaining to me.
Yeah.
And then with all the
like Deion Sanders back in the day, running around with like high stepping for 40 yards, that was entertainment.
No, man. I'm with it. I love it. I'm telling you.
And for you, from a player perspective, it was fun to do that.
Love it.
And you play sports to have fun.
I love it. And then guess what? When you get it shown up in your face, guess what? I can't wait to get in the gym and get this opportunity again. So I'm going to go work. Caitlin Clark probably didn't take no day off. She probably went right back in the lab.
I'm sure she didn't.
Right back in the lab. You think she going to forget that the same way Asia Boston was getting Asia Boston. I was combined. Aaliyah Boston. The same way she was clowned and memed and everything for crying when they lost, when she had a chance to get a tip back in. The next year when she won the national championship, she was sitting there saying, I'm not crying now, and these are tears of joy if I'm crying. You know what I'm saying? So, like, hey, man, these girls are competitors, man. I love it.
I love it. I guess the only thing I will say about it is when the game is over, the game is over. Why are you still talking trash once the game's over?
But see, that's what Alexa said. Like, when you work so hard to get to that point, and you finally get there,
I know,
and it
but
all
you got
hits
there.
you.
So why are you wasting your energy going to talk trash? Like, you got there.
The clock hadn't ticked off yet. The clock went into zero. That's why Caitlin Clark was walking that way. Man, hey, stop them, Babs. It's the same thing you say.
Yeah.
You don't like somebody running the score up. Stop them.
That's what I used to say about Spurrier. Everybody
you got to stop them.
Get wound up about Spurrier running up the score. Like, your job is to stop him.
Man, Baylor girls were like that too. Kim Moore, man. Hey, I'm telling you. It's fun.
Are you going to wear a Kim Mulkey jacket at some point?
No. I was thinking about getting one of the Angel Reese shirts, though. I like that shirt that she put out.
So was there not that kind of trash talking when you played volleyball at Auburn?
Volleyball is a very different sport. It's not easy to trash talk.
Right, but I would say like the front line people could.
Yeah,
you know?
Definitely.
Like you spiking on somebody.
My little sister different than talking trash.
In volleyball?
What? Oh, my gosh. It's me. It's me playing volleyball.
I mean, yeah, you'll talk trash after a kill or like, or you know.
But she's gonna give you a big old hug after too. Yeah. But that's what you see in them. Alexis. I hope I'm saying her last name. Alexis Miller and Caitlin Clark. They showed them going backstage, and she was not backstage in the tunnel, and she was like, "Man, I respect the mess out of your game, man. Yeah. I like you're a legend and dapped up. So I mean, you feel me? It's all respect when you get out there. But out there, under them lights, don't even try to control me, Babs, when the lights on. I'm a whole different guy. Then when you see me in the locker room, you're going to be like,
I get it. I mean.
But when them lights on, it's showtime. It's showtime, man. I'm selling the show.
And, I mean, that was an entertaining tournament that got lots of eyeballs.
We anticipate next year.
That never watched women's basketball gave it a chance.
That's right.
Yep.
And that's awesome.
Yep. It is awesome. Allan Bell is going to be in studio. We'll talk sports betting with him. That topic is on the table, and we'll discuss anxiety level of Titans fans and the why. And then Dawn says she has a different take on that, too.
I want to hear
3HL 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening, people? Superbook Sports. That's what you need to get on with. I told you yesterday at the end of the show, man, if you wasn't listening, we gave you the parlay. Man, you could have cashed in. I tell you, take the over, and take the -7 that UConn giving up. I hope you listened to me, because if you did, you would have heard it. Book it. You would have got you some money. You can spend valuable time all you want thinking about which bets to place. Superbook is the location you need to go to. Download Superbook Sports app or visit Superbook.com to wager and win today. Now, you got to understand, you got the Masters coming up, NBA playoffs coming up, hockey playoffs coming up right around the corner. So you still got stuff to make money on, man. You want to listen to it? Well, listen to 3HL. We'll take care of that. Superbook Sports is the most trusted name in Vegas, and it's live right here in Tennessee, so take advantage. Dedicated odds makers behind the counter making it happen. Visit superbook.com for terms and conditions. Gambling problem. Call 1-800-889-9789. Book it.
Well, what if you could be, I don't know, credit card debt free in 10 days and save as much as $1,000 a month? Loan Pronto's all new Express Equity line of credit program, exactly what you need. And you don't have to do a full home refi for this. Just get into a portion of the equity you have, enjoy a super low monthly payment. And with Loan Pronto's Express Equity credit line, you can close in 7 to 10 days. And a $50,000 loan, imagine the bills you could pay off with that, will only cost you around $400 a month. There you go. By the way, you can access up to 90% of your home's equity. 9 out of 10 of you homeowners, too, you're not even going to need an appraisal to be able to do this. And it's even if you did a total refi recently or you just bought your home. Tap into the equity with a fast, easy program. Stop the madness. Say no to 24% interest fees from those credit card companies. Call Loan Pronto today. 615-499-5780. LoanPronto.com. 615-499-5780. Equal housing lender. NMLS 1661781. Subject to lender approval.
sports betting perspective.
By the way, if you're in our chat, we're working on the audio. We got you.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's weird that you have a mic hanging from your headphones.
Double mic.
That's an inside studio thing, but anyway, it caught my attention. That's neither here nor there. From a betting perspective, what did this tournament look like?
It looked like chaos early. Okay.
Yeah.
Late, it looked like sports bettors saved it. Viewership was at an all-time low for the final.
For people that don't know, ratings not good. Final Four down 29% from last year, and they've been keeping television ratings since 1987. Fourth least watched Final Four since numbers began in 1987.
Yeah, and generally with the NCAA tournament, because we don't have final numbers yet, but in terms of the amount of money that was wagered throughout, it's over $10 billion.
So
is that more or less?
It's about the same. It really doesn't. It moves up now because you have more states that are legalizing it.
Right.
But again, it goes to show this isn't a new product. It's been around. Yeah. They're just doing it legally now. So the number, it's just kind of the same.
Well, and it's interesting. I think to Dawn's point, I think market to market, you probably saw higher numbers than you would have had sports betting not been legal in Tennessee, for example.
Yeah, 100%.
Because, think about it. That's fourth least watched Final Four since ratings numbers began in 1987, and there is far more sports betting now. So people are watching the games they're betting on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they're going to bet on sports if they're betting on, So that makes sense. It makes sense to think that these numbers would have been maybe the worst ever if not for sports gambling.
If there weren't legalized sports wagering in states, if it were just Las Vegas, I'd have been horrible. Yeah. Horrible. Now, I'll also say this, and I'm not taking away from the women's final or the women's Final Four. It's phenomenal. What I am saying is that betting for that, once we, kind of as a country got to know Caitlin Clark, right? LSU team, all four, teams in there. Wagering for that went way up. And that helped with the ratings. Now, again, I'm not saying that sports betting created that. The girls did, but it definitely boosted it for sure.
I know that I lost on South Carolina, got back on it. Shoot, that was good.
Which, let me say, and again, I certainly understand that there are people that are maybe not even against sports betting, but they understand it is a vice, right? And I'm not saying that it has to be put in your face, but look how much money that it's creating for the schools, for the players, with NIL and all this stuff. That money is significant. Yeah, for sure. And for the state, there's a lot of tax benefits that are going to schools, roads, etc.
So where are we with sports betting?
I was about to ask that. Where we going?
Do people hang it up now until college football and the NFL comes back, or are you seeing more and more people dive into baseball, NASCAR, golf, for example?
So even last year, it would be people would a majority of people would fall off, right? Now you're starting to see that people are finding that they enjoy doing it on sports that they might not even watch. Major League Baseball, college baseball, the NHL, the NBA. Yeah. I'm telling you, we do a show every day, and I'm not plugging that. What I'm saying is conversating with the chat. There are a lot of people who are I honestly have never liked the NBA. Nothing against it. They're I just didn't have a team. I never got into it. Yep. And they're I absolutely love it. Strictly from a betting perspective. Major League Baseball is seeing a big increase. Golf is seeing a massive increase. People are loving betting golf because you can make money, and there are a ton of ways to go about doing it.
In NBA playoffs, that's where I like to zone in on and doing the not the side bets. What's the name of it? The prop bets.
Prop bets.
I love prop bets, especially in the playoffs, because you can kind of. It ain't like college. You're going to get up by 20. You're going to start taking your guys out.
Yep.
The guys are going to hit their point per game, average, whatever it is, in order for their team to take a step forward. So I'm with that, man.
100%. And what you just said, think of it the same way as the NFL, playoffs.
Yeah.
The Bucks or the we'll just use Tom Brady for an example. He wasn't coming out of games, even if they were up 30, right? So it's like it's the same mindset, 100%. Yeah.
So what do we do with the Masters coming up? Will we be able to find that on Sportsline like we can find baseball?
Yeah,
and all
no,
that?
we won't have like the visual breakdown like you have a normal game because it's impossible to do it that way. So we do it in written form, and we'll break it down from here are the outright winners to bet. Here are the players top 10 to bet, top 20 to bet. Star players like Tiger Woods, will they or will they not make the cut?
Right.
Like that's the best part about golf is that there are a million ways. It's like NASCAR, which is another sport that saw a significant increase because of betting. Yeah, there's so many ways to go about it.
Is it like? This is a weird way to ask it, but do you not have to have as much knowledge, preparation, all of that in order to bet these two sports?
Yeah, like it's
easier, I guess.
It's very welcoming to the entry level bettor, right?
Okay.
So if you're someone who knows golf, you watch golf, you've never bet it one time, you could take a look and say, all right, I like. Scotty Scheffler's my favorite golfer, or Rory McIlroy, whoever.
Or he's playing really well right now.
John
or
Rahm.
I know
John Rahm, absolutely.
I know that he plays Augusta well.
Absolutely. Okay. You could take that golfer, okay, and you could bet him to win outright if you want to. You could bet him to finish top 10, top 20. You could bet they have individuals that they'll put against each other that aren't even paired. But just for the fun of it, they'll say, John Rahm and Rory McIlroy might not be paired together, but the sportsbook is going to put out, all right, who finishes better in round one, right?
Yeah.
And the best part, Don, about what you just said is that you get 4 days of it. So if, say, you're betting John Rahm, like that's your guy, right? Well, Thursday he comes out and exactly how you broke down. He's on fire. He plays Augusta well, and he comes out, shoots a 67 on Thursday. Well, as soon as that round's over, you have all the bets again on Friday. So you could do this 4 times through the weekend.
See, and that's what I learned. The first time I did it, I locked myself into more like total tournament score for players.
Yep.
And then you're just locked in.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's no fun.
No. And so then I learned.
Especially if your guy craps the bet on day one.
Yeah, 100%.
That'll be one of my guys up there.
And so then I did a little bit of that. Like the next year, I did a little bit of that, but I also did like daily stuff. So I had chances to win each day and then go with more on the next day.
And, here's another one.
But you can bet top 20s, top 10s.
All of it. And another way, like, look, in the forecast.
Make the cut.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like in the forecast, we have rain, which we always have rain, like for the Masters. So you could take a look and say, we'll go back, Don, again, like John Rahm's your guy. We'll say John Rahm is teeing off at 6:15 in the morning, one of the first groups on Thursday. Well, he gets finished with his round early, fires a 67. Everything you broke down, 100% happened. Well, round one in the afternoon, it rains. It gets postponed, suspended. So now he has extra rest where you know what I mean? To where you could fire off somebody like if they have a bet of like him against Rory McIlroy. Rory didn't tee off till 2. So now Rory has to play and then play the previous first round on Friday and then play Friday's round. And you're like, oh, yeah, like Rahm's going to smoke him. Like he's been sitting here, rested up good. And this guy's been out here sweating because it was raining and now it's 89 degrees and it's just muggy. Yeah. So there are a million ways. Yeah, for sure.
AllanBellSportsline.com. You download the app at AllanBell247. Looking at the weather for Augusta. Dawn brought this up earlier. So Thursday, high of 85, 22% chance of rain. Friday, high of 76. 88% chance of rain. Saturday, high of 53. So then you can start, because colder the temperature takes brings the long ball hitter back a little bit, right?
Yep.
Saturday, 53, 97% chance of rain. And then Sunday, 61 and 71% chance of rain. So this thing definitely could go into next week.
Yeah. And you could bet.
Which hardly ever happens.
Absolutely. And like, if you don't even want to bet a golfer, you could bet that day of how many birdies, how many eagles. Will there be a hole in one? Like, if almost like Super Bowl props. Like, you can legitimately get down however that you want to and have fun with it because they offer a million different ways to do it. And like you said, humidity in the air. warmer temperatures, the ball's going to travel. I'll give you a perfect example. Lipscomb and Vanderbilt are playing baseball today. I mashed on the over because it's muggy outside. It's hot.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt is just smoking baseballs right now.
Yeah.
They score 15 runs on their own. Lipscomb's a good baseball team.
What did they score? 55 against Mississippi State?
Yeah, and let's give a shout out really quick to Tim Corbin, because Tim Corbin is arguably the nicest human being on the planet.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt baseball didn't start off well. Whatever he said in the locker room, painting the walls with some kind of language, they heard it because they just started mashing baseballs. So, but yeah, humidity in the air, ball's gonna travel further. So.
Love that, man.
Yep.
Hockey, that's how I got into it. And I know it's...
Yeah, you got really into hockey.
Did,
about
man.
this time last year.
About this time.
It's fun.
It is, man. Especially going into the playoffs and trying to... Anything with the Preds.
Yep.
Anything. Like,
So-
do I just need to say, hey...
I'll say this: Preds overs are pretty good because they either win 5-1 or lose 5-1. You know what I mean? Like those things.
They're
I know a
giving
bunch
up
of young
the
guys
spread or
playing.
they're scoring.
Yeah, it's never low. And also with hockey, like you could bet player props as well. And the way that their player props work is you could bet goals scored, which is tough because you don't have a lot of goals scored, right? But you could bet shots on goal. Like any way that you want to go. So if you know your team and you know that they have two guys that fire shots, those are the two guys that shoot, you can make good money on that, man. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
At Allan Bell 247. Interesting, just starting to talk about how to bet these other sports because I know there are a lot of people signing up every day.
Yeah. Can I give you a perfect example?
Yeah.
So Major League Baseball this year. All right. So 3 massive rule changes. One, the pitch clock. All right, which we've seen runs have been all over. So add the pitch clock with the bases are now larger.
Yep.
Stolen bases are way up. If you get a guy on no outs, leadoff hitter on first base with a walk, he's going to get to second base. Right? And now you got a runner in scoring position. You're 79% that person is going to score. There are crazy differences in Major League Baseball already.
So is it better live betting during baseball then? You
got to do it early because here's the thing with baseball. So if you're betting a team total or the game total, whatever, understand that the home team might not have the bottom of the ninth.
Right.
So you're going to lose at bats.
Eight innings.
Yep. So first 5 bets. That's why a lot of people play them because you're guaranteed both teams to have equal amount of hitters, and the first inning, it is statistically the best time because you have the top 3 hitters for both teams guaranteed to hit in that inning. You don't have any other guarantee in the game except the first that your 6 best hitters in that game are all guaranteed to hit. So
baseball, I want to get into baseball, and I think betting would be the way to try to get into it because when the playoffs come around, I'm in it.
I'll tell you the best way. If anybody is brand new and they've never bet baseball ever, go to whatever book you use. All right, find your favorite team. If you're a Braves fan, all right, pick your favorite player, Acuna, Matt Olson, whatever. They have a new bet this year. It's called, over or under 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. So they all count, and it's always at 1.5. Right? It's set at 1.5. So your guy gets a hit and somebody drives him in, 2, boom, you won. If the guy hits a home run, that's a hit and an RBI.
And a run scored.
Yep. So if you're brand new to it.
That sounds...
I like that.
It sounds easy as Slay writes it down.
That's the one to start and that's for veteran bettors or brand new. It's the most fun bet. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on that.
What about NFL team totals? Would you stay away until after the draft and the rest of free agency? Because the Titans are at 7.5 or something.
Yeah, and it's tough with them because who knows what's about to happen. But you've got time. It's not going to change too terribly much, because we all kind of understand which teams are going to draft a quarterback. The really only big differences are the Jets. Is this trade with Aaron Rodgers going to go down, which will shoot their number up?
Right.
Other than that, you've got time. So, I would wait for sure.
At Allan Bell 247. Good stuff, man.
Hey,
appreciate it. So will we'll be tweeting you about the Masters.
Please do. And if anybody wants a fun bet tonight, all right, the Warriors, Steph Curry, over 4.5 threes. All right. This is going to be They're playing against the Thunder at home. This is going to be an all-star type game, just running and gunning. Steph's going to shoot 23 pointers tonight, over 4.5. Yeah, we're good.
Well, we got Warriors and okay, there it is.
And the
Okay,
Thunder.
and the Thunder. Yep. Ooh, -8.
So there we go. Yes, thank you, by the way.
At Allan Bell 24/7. Check out Sportsline. Download the app and get rolling. Thank you, AB.
Thank you.
Good to see you. All right, when we come back, more 3HL next on 104.5 The Zone. Buddy Allan Carpet One, that is where you need to go to find the flooring experts in Nashville, locally owned and operated for more than 50 years. Buddy Allan Carpet One. Zach, Jenna, and Judson Allen are in the store every day, and they'll be there every step of the way through your flooring project, through the installation as well. They handle that in-house. The big box stores don't do that. You get free in-home measures and estimates with these guys as well, and you need to check them out in Donaldson Spectacular Showroom. 2405 Lebanon Pike, 615-883-3289, BuddyAllenCarpet1.com.
Oh, let's talk about relaxing. Maybe you need a facial. It's about that time of year, right? We're heading into spring. You need to take care of your skin. A Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa can help you to do that. They can help you relax. Actually, they have at least 10 different services all under one roof at A Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa. So maybe you don't want a massage, but you do need a haircut. They can do that there. Maybe you need help with waxing. They can do that. Sunless tanning as you get ready to go on vacation. They got you covered. They do spa parties, makeup, skincare, those facials. My favorite's the HydraFacial. Oh my goodness, it is glorious. I'm about due for another one. Manicures, pedicures, massages, you name it. And A Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa has it. Everything is there. Call them to schedule an appointment. And also, by the way, it smells amazing in there. You're relaxed the minute you walk in. 615-224-0770 is their phone number. If you have any questions or special requests, they will always take care of you. And you can just pop in for personal service in Cool Springs. They're right across Interstate 65 from Galleria Mall. It's the intersection of Carruthers Parkway and Bakers Bridge Avenue. And they have gift cards available 24/7 on their website, amomentspeace.com.
3HL1045 the Zone. What are you doing over there, Babsy?
Dancing.
She says she's good at chair dancing.
She is. She's getting to it. To be alive.
Look at this, Slay. You're just missing the show.
No, I'm looking at it on the Zone chat.
She's got that fierce look, too. Like her mouth's just like, I'm ready to fight you while dancing. I'm going to dance fight you.
I'm going to chair dance fight you.
Everybody was kung fu fighting. Yeah. Yeah, Bab says that like she can't move the bottom part of herself with the top part of herself.
No, like they don't work together.
They don't work together.
Like Elaine and Seinfeld.
Yes. And my mom is distraught. Like my mom.
You're really not that bad at dancing. I mean, it's a funny joke, but
I'm pretty bad. I mean, like my mom, how about this? I am bad compared to my family. My mom danced on Broadway.
Well, yeah.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not there.
I know.
Yeah.
And my brother is a phenomenal dancer.
Is there anything your brother's not good at? I mean, he's in motion pictures.
Yeah, he's got to be serious.
He's in TV series, every iconic TV series. He's a great dancer.
And like everybody loves him. He's like the nicest guy ever.
And everybody loves him.
Is that why you went the other way?
Yeah. I'm like, well, somebody has to be the heel in this family, apparently.
Can he sing too?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yep, he did theater and did all the musical theater like stuff too.
Get off of this app.
Yeah, and played basketball and yeah. He's
in the same era
he's
with
like
me.
Perfection.
We had a great conversation coming back. He knew everybody I knew.
Yeah.
Oh, from the basketball
he's
world?
similar era. And he played AAU with a bunch of people that Slay knew.
Couple of notes. The Field Jakes, Titans restricted free agent guard Aaron Brewer, maybe center actually, has signed his one-year tender worth $4.3 million. Although rare, restricted free agents have until April 21st to sign an offer sheet with another team. But Aaron Brewer in the mix for
in the
next
mix
season. I'm in the mix.
in the mix factory.
Mix factory, boy. If those walls could talk,
Man,
old school Nashville right there.
Yeah, buddy.
That was like as many stories as Graham Central Station would have, times 100 on Mix Factory.
Yeah, there ain't no question about it. You missed that era, Babsy. You ain't want no way.
Have a nice day.
Babsy would have been in there
Cafe,
fighting.
Ace of Clubs. She might have been.
They
were fights
4
all the
different
time.
floors of parties, different music on every floor, and then they would have a fight night. They would have a ring set up. So you may be partying on the first floor, but you try to get to the third, go by on the second. You're like, oh, it's a fight in here. You can get in the ring, jeans on, cowboy boots.
You just have to sign
the waiver and get in. And
earrings.
That was high entertainment.
Take the watch and the earrings off.
But listen, like you watch some of these boxers go 12 rounds, and you're like, you don't understand how good of shape these guys are in until you go watch something like that, where a guy off the street can't get through one round.
Yeah. Plus, he probably got 2 or 3 shots in him.
Right. He's got that
least.
liquid courage. Slows down your reflexes a bit.
But that is that's definitely true. Caleb on Twitter, I'm freaking out that the Titans are actually going to draft Anthony Richardson, and I'm a Florida fan.
Oh. That's saying something right there.
And move up to do it.
That's it. My girl's back.
That's some high quality analysis. I feel like we've talked so much about Anthony Richardson. Like, when is the draft? It's 23
We're
days away.
still like 3 weeks away.
Yeah, 23 days.
Dude, but like this is what I keep on asking. What are you giving up to move up there? Like you can't.
Oh,
You gotta hit.
Here's what I'm gonna say.
Gotta hit.
You sure as hell better be sure.
Beyond sure. Beyond sure.
It better be the surest thing you have ever done
In your life.
as a GM, franchise coach,
Hey.
all those things.
Yeah, that's.
Plus, like, to move up to 3, you're giving up a lot, man.
Ooh, 3?
So instead of.
I don't think they have it.
That's multiple first-round picks, like, beyond this year.
I don't think the person is there at 3, quarterback-wise. Because that's the only,
Anthony Richardson would be the only guy. Like, if you're
Right.
trading up to 3 to get that, unless, we brought this up yesterday, unless your idea is to get the best player in the draft that's not a quarterback, which is Will Anderson.
Yeah, but why are you going to give up draft capital to do that?
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just,
I'm here.
it doesn't make sense.
Listen,
It doesn't make sense.
I'm here for the show if they do it.
Oh, because there's going to be one.
Oh, man.
Yeah, a Shiano show.
Boy, there's going to be some instant analysis.
Yeah, I'm going to be real. They can't do it. Let's go and put it to bed. They can't do it. They can't. They can't.
Like I said, you better be sure.
They move from.
And I don't think you can be sure with that guy.
Isn't it far more likely that they move back and acquire draft capital because they don't have a 4th-round pick, and you've got so much in terms of holes on the roster and depth and all those things. Like, you need these picks.
I'm more so with that.
Well, because C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young are going to be gone.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I mean, that's the consensus.
Yes.
That's the kind of public.
Be shocked if it's not.
Now, if you're moving up to 3 to get one of those guys, maybe one of those guys, then maybe I'd be like, okay, I get it. But there's too many question marks with Anthony Richardson. There's way too many question marks with Will Levis.
You know you're not moving up to get
Like,
him
are
that
you
hooker.
that comfortable doing that? I don't know.
What if they moved up to get him that hooker right there?
You can get him the hooker at 11.
Now, what if you go get him at 3, though?
To me, that the whole thing is crazy.
Let's get crazy.
And I know that.
Let's get crazy. Let's get nuts. Like,
we might as well. I know
get
that
nuts.
Buck has talked about this, and I think it's crazy. I think it's crazy.
Coming up in the 5 o'clock hour, we'll talk about the Masters with Cam Rogers from the Bleav Sports Network. Excuse me. And he's got Masters power rankings. He's talking about pairing, like how great it would be for them to intentionally do this, pair live golfers with PGA golfers. I'm sure it's going to happen.
Oh, you better.
Keys to betting the Masters. That's coming up next. Also at 5:20, Todd McShay's latest mock draft. It's interesting now. Maybe positionally people are changing their thoughts on what Titans might do at 11. We'll talk about that at 5:20. 3HL on 104.5 The Zone. You spend valuable time thinking about which bets to place each week. We've spent a lot of time talking about it this week. You got some pretty big golf tournament coming up this weekend, and it is fun to do that. So why wouldn't you want the best company in the business to be the one who handles those bets? Superbook Sports is the most trusted name in Las Vegas, and it's live right here in Tennessee for all of your sports wagering needs. Slay started talking about Superbook Sports, and I jumped in. And I love them. Superbook has a team of dedicated odds makers behind the counter in Las Vegas, setting all of their prices. We're talking about guys with decades of experience, showing you why Superbook has the best odds around. And right now, you can look ahead to the hockey and hoops postseasons and place a bet on who you think will take home the title or multiple bets. So download the Superbook Sports app or visit superbook.com to wager and win today. Visit superbook.com for terms and conditions. Gambling problem. Call 1-800-889-9789.
You got it.
Good evening from the Superbook.com sports desk. I'm Joe Hunk. A lot of games focusing on teams from the state of Tennessee. The Preds back in town hosting the Las Vegas Golden Knights. You can watch that game at 7 o'clock on ESPN. And yeah, the Preds still 5 points back of the Winnipeg Jets for that final wild card spot in the Western Conference. The Grizz are hosting the Trailblazers. They're 3 games back of Utah for that top spot in the Western Conference. That game tips off at 7 o'clock. Over on Bally Sports, and number 4 Vandy is hosting Western Kentucky today in college baseball. I should say that a little bit better. First pitch for that's going to be at 6 p.m., and you can watch that on SEC Network Plus. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Channel 104.5 The Zone, 5 o'clock hour. We got a lot to get to. 5:20 coming up. Todd McShay's latest mock draft, and starting to wonder if National Guy is going a different direction positionally for the Titans at 11. We'll talk about that at that point. Brent Doherty, as I mentioned, Dawn Davenport is back, and she's here, and she's dancing.
Philbin, what's up?
Feisty.
Happy Tuesday, people.
And she's ready to come at me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You did it within 10 seconds of the start of the show. You made me start the show over.
Oh, well, I know, because you screwed it up.
I didn't have
the right energy.
I didn't have the
for
proper
me.
energy. And I tell people all the time, there are certain things that you can control in this business, and one is preparation, and 2 is energy. And I failed. And Dawn called me on it, so we restarted the show. Ron Slay is here, too.
Hey, I'm in the building. Best believe I'm in the building. Better be ready. I'm in the building. I ain't got no rules. Time for the show.
So we're going to do that at 5:20. We'll get into Slay's question earlier that we haven't addressed yet. Why anxiety for Titans fans?
By the way, you've been killing it ever since.
Oh, thanks. Listen.
So it worked.
Wow. I don't even know how to respond to that.
Yeah, just
thank you, Babsy.
Take it and roll with it. Walk away. Just walk away. If you stand that shit, give you something else.
I'm about to come at you here.
Keep moving.
Keep moving.
Nod your head, keep moving.
Yeah, like on the movie sidewalk at the airport, just keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going. Keep walking
Head
while
down,
you're on
go.
that thing. Masters coming up this week, and our friend Cam Rogers joins us now. You can check him out on Twitter at Mr. Rogers99. He's got the podcast Lock It In with Cam Rogers, talking about betting the Masters. Cam, what's up? Good to talk with you, man.
What's going on, guys? You always bring the energy. I love it.
You do too, bro. So how excited are you on a Tuesday on Masters Week, even though we've got a lot of rain in the forecast?
Yeah, Tuesday is usually the most painful day of Masters Week because, we're so close yet so far. Monday, I'm neck deep in research. Wednesday, it's oh my gosh, it's Masters Eve. Tuesday, it's just get us there. But there are so many storylines, guys. You got Tiger, you got Bleav, you got this super awkward Champions dinner tonight. I mean, it's got everything here this week.
Well, let's start there. The Champions dinner. Is it going to be a brawl or something? What's happening there?
I mean, that would be the ultimate paradox, being at Augusta National and it breaks out in a fight. But, I mean, if Sergio swings at Tiger, hey, if it brings in eyeballs to the game, I don't know. I mean, it should be interesting, though. I think that there will be some awkward stares. There will be some interesting seating assignments. It's almost like if you go to like a work conference and you're with coworkers that you don't like, you know what I mean? And you kind of stay away from them in their seating assignments. So It should be interesting. I wouldn't think we get any headlines out of it, but we will see a picture at some point this evening or tomorrow morning with everybody together. So.
Well, there are very few people in the history of this world more competitive than Tiger Woods. I would be willing to bet if Sergio takes a swing at Tiger's taking a swing right back at it.
No doubt.
He's going right to the ground.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. So, Masters power rankings. Like, how do you break this down? Who are you looking at? And maybe we should start with this. Let's start with this. For people that are new to betting golf, it is a lot of fun, and it gives you something to do over the course of a 4-day, long weekend. How do you?
How the heck
golf?
do you do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, golf betting is so darn hard, guys. But the beautiful thing about the Masters is it's the same course every year with very few changes, typically a very similar field every year. So we have very healthy data to go off of in terms of determining a winner. And I'll throw some trends at you guys. 10 of the last 10 winners, top 25 in the world. 10 of the last 10 winners, at least a top 15 in the last 7 events. 10 of the last 10 winners had finished inside the top 30 at least once in the previous 2 starts. Top 65 around the green, top 85 in distance, top 65 off the tee. Go down that list. If you're playing in an office pool, cross off the names, and you'll get some really good picks here for the Masters. You can't do stuff like this with like any other PGA Tour event, but with the Masters, I think you can.
Would John Rahm be on that list?
John Rahm would qualify, yes.
That was a sinister laugh there, Cam.
John Rahm.
At Mr.
Well,
Rogers
I'm laughing
99.
that-
So do you like him in this tournament? Did I stumble upon that?
Yeah, that was a sinister laugh. That actually, I'm not necessarily high on him. Like he's number 9 in terms of my power rankings.
Okay.
But there are 2 other guys that I like a little bit better here this week.
Okay, I'm searching for them right now, Cam. Just if you just
You're
magically
searching hard.
throw, if
Your
you just
eyes
throw
are
his
cross-eyed.
If he throw his
looking at
name
that
out there,
phone.
I'll find that name. But
So who do you like, Cam?
Rory McIlroy is my pick to win. Number 2 in strokes gained total here at Augusta National over the last 10 years. He's number 1 in driving distance. He crushes par 5s. 3rd in strokes gained total and majors in the last 5 years. Really good tee to green. Remember the last time, or at least one of the times, there was a major that was a soaked golf course, which we will get here this week, 2011 U.S. Open Congressional. What did Rory do? Lap the field. I could see him doing something similar-ish here at the Masters this week. He's got that driving distance, so he's got that super big advantage when you don't get a lot of roll off the tee. The guys who are like middle of the pack in terms of driving distance, they are going to have the disadvantage this week because they will have longer shots into these greens. Not the case here for Rory. I think he completes the career Grand Slam here.
Plus, it feels like he's better when he's like riled up. And I just think this whole live PGA player thing is going to rile him up.
Yeah, especially this week when you have 18 live golfers walking around the range and the practice area. You know, major champions, obviously, and Phil and Sergio and Reed and Dustin Johnson, Brooks Koepka. So this could be quite a moment on Sunday evening. By the way, there's a lot of buzz about, like, if a live golfer wins, all 18 of them are going to, like, rally behind that player and, like, celebrate and party. And that just, like, kind of adds more pressure to you, does it not? Like,
Oh, that would be glorious.
I mean, if you could give me situations where there's drama in golf,
We're all
yeah,
in.
because I mean that's going to make it more fun, right? Because that sport has so historically been so dialed back. But man, to me, that's a lot of fun. Do you think they do anything weird with the pairings with regard to the live guys and the PGA guys?
they were very weird today. When I saw them announced, I was like, Bubba's with who? And Sergio's with who? Like, come on. If you want eyeballs, if you're Augusta National Golf Club, put Phil, put Tiger, put Rory together, put Justin Thomas with Bryson and Brooks. Like, let's get fancy with these pairings. But, of course, Augusta went in the conservative route, and they're trying to not deal with drama. Maybe the U.S. Open, the PGA will sort of do what I want, but we'll see.
So I'm looking at some odds right here. I love to go to the props, and this year we got two to pick from. Top South African players. So you tell me.
Oh,
yeah,
top South
yeah.
Africans. All right.
Louis Oosthuizen?
Oosthuizen.
Yeah.
Louis Oosthuizen.
Yeah, Louis is one, and Shaw.
They call him Shreky. Shrek, because he looks like Shrek.
Yeah.
I'm really giving you credit for even reading Louis Oosthuizen's name and wanting to say that into a microphone.
Yeah, well done.
And the next one is Carl Schwartzel.
Charles Schwartzel. Yeah.
Charles Schwartzel. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Which one? So where would I go? What do you think I should go? Louis or Shaw?
I mean, listen, we're talking about two live guys here, right? So here's my concern with the live players.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if they're going to be able to adjust to major championship competition after basically playing in single-A baseball for the last year and playing less golf, 3 rounds. But I guess since they're both live guys, maybe it doesn't necessarily matter in this case. I would lean toward the favorite.
Said by a true PGA guy, Cam.
Buddy, I like it.
Not even, though. I swear, not even. Because
No, the 3 rounds is fair, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And when Liv first happened, by the way, I was like, everybody stop finger wagging players for cashing out for $200 million. All right? Stop getting mad about that. So I was defending, the Liv defectors as well. But yeah, I would go Louis Oosthuizen there. Let me throw another one at you. Top Australian, Jason Day, plus 120. Love that play here this week.
I'm right down.
Slay's making his bets.
Right
Stand by.
I'm seriously, he's looking at look at him, Babs. He's looking at his phone so tightly that his eyes are crossed.
Yeah, I'm looking at the top senior player, and I want to go with lefty, but I'm not sure if he can handle all the pressure.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
So, senior player, who would you?
You got Phil, Fred Couples, VJ, Mike Ware, Jose Maria.
The issue is
Olazabal.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
They're all missing the cut, though. Sandy Lyle, Jose, Larry Mize, they're all missing the cut.
They're all.
I mean, Bernhard Langer is absolutely dominating the Champions Tour. Phil Mickelson is awful right now. Like, his game is absolutely horrible. In fact, out of all the 18 live golfers, Phil is dead last in strokes gained, and that's on the live tour. So give me Langer there at plus 340. Why not?
Yeah, let's see. Cam, you on my same page. I like those odds.
I'm on FanDuel right now.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, random question about the weather. I know that it always comes up that it's going to rain, but this looks like kind of worst case scenario for the Masters. How can that affect things come Saturday, Sunday?
Well, we're going to have a lot of volatility as far as the tee times are concerned, right? We could have some pushover from Friday into Saturday, Saturday into Sunday. We could have a Monday finish. Obviously, nobody wants that. You have drainage issues at times, but I think Augusta National is probably one of the best golf courses in terms of draining away water because you have so many undulations and what have you. I think the big concern actually is the temperature. The ball is going to travel far less than what we would typically see here at Augusta National. Again, that favors those bombers, right? The Rorys and the Rahms of the world. But we could see something like 2007 with Zach Johnson winning at 1 over par in cool, damp conditions. It's going to be a grind for these guys. You better bring your mental fortitude or else you could be slamming your trunk on Friday afternoon.
Love it, Cam. Always appreciate the visit, man. It's going to be a fun week. Lock it in with Cam Rogers. Check out the podcast there at Mr. Rogers99 on Twitter. Thank you, Cam. Good stuff, man.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks, Cam.
Thank you, guys. Be well.
All right, Cam Rogers. All right, when we come back,
so much to look at.
I know, you're over there working. I'm going to roll through the top 11 that Todd McShay put in his latest mock draft. And I know there are lots of mock drafts and all those things, but he's got a couple of interesting things in here, and positionally for the Titans, a little bit different of a look. So we'll do that next. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
Strikeout wings. It's Tuesday, people. You know what that means, don't you? Anytime you see Tuesday come around your calendar, or you just wake up and it's like, oh, it's today's Tuesday. Automatically know it's 69-cent wings at Strikeout Wings. And you better hurry up. A little tune will play in your head to give you a reminder. 3961 Nolensville Pike, 123 Ewing Drive is the other location. Also out there at White House, waiting on you good people to come visit them at the food truck. 2500 Highway 31 West, White House, Tennessee. And mac and cheese has been added to the menu. Believe me, I've heard all about it. I can't eat it yet, but in about a month I can. And I'm going to try it out. I've been hearing it's phenomenal. Lunch combo specials every day except today on Tuesday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Get in there and get some of that. Karaoke nights are cranked up and rolling on Thursdays, people. So check it all out. And don't forget to get the Ron Slay, sweet and sassy lemon pepper drizzle. Cajun ranch fries with the cheese on top. They still got that good old Kool-Aid over there, too, though. So don't miss out on that. Go on and get over there to
If you own a small business, you know the value of time. GetRefunds.com does too. That's why they've made it easy, no matter how busy you are, to apply for the Employee Retention Credit, or ERC. Go to GetRefunds.com to get started. And in less than 8 minutes, see if your business qualifies for ERC assistance. Your business may be eligible for a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee kept on payroll during COVID-19. GetRefunds.com has already helped clients claim over $3 billion in payroll tax refunds through the ERC, and they may be able to help your business too. There's no upfront charge either. They don't get paid until your business gets its refund. Many businesses believe they won't qualify based off incomplete or outdated information, so don't let this opportunity pass you by, because this payroll tax refund is only available for a limited time. Go to GetRefunds.com. That's GetRefunds.com.
The light.
3HL 1045 The Zone with Don Davenport, Ron Slay. I'm Brent Doherty. Rolling through a Tuesday afternoon in the Music City.
Two for Tuesday.
A great day. 2 for Tuesday?
Yep. Get 2 of them. Us 2, then you get extra.
Do you think anybody right now is listening holding 2 drinks in their hand right now?
Yes.
5:23, you think?
Most definitely.
Somebody's in their garage with like a beer in each hand, or a beer in one hand, shot in the other.
Yeah, or at a bar. Because you can watch us.
Yeah, that's definitely true. You can watch the show live on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook Live, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
There's a chat in there. Himothy writes, do they actually see the chat? Yes. And Slay's in there responding to lots of things, lots of times.
I pick my days when I can see the chat. And
Me too.
respond.
I'm in there. I'm just out there hanging out. Sometimes I won't respond. Somebody said boom boom room. Lock the door.
You've got the Boom Boom Room t-shirt on. You've got the 3HL hat on.
Yeah.
I was wondering, like, what made them say boom boom room?
Your shirt, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jay.
That makes sense. Todd McShay's latest mock draft. So, number one, it seems to be pretty consistent now that people have C.J. Stroud going number 1 to Carolina, Ohio State quarterback, and Bryce Young to Houston. There is a secondary line of thinking that I've started to hear about Houston maybe going Will Anderson and then trading back up into the first round to get somebody else at quarterback. I don't know. But it seems pretty consistent, Bryce Young to Houston, number 2. That's where Todd McShay brings Indianapolis. So with all this talk about, and Buck was the first one I heard do this, and now national guys on it, Ian Rappaport yesterday was out there with it too, trading up to get to number 3. So some people asking us yesterday, do you think that that's just to scare Indianapolis into moving up to 3? That maybe Arizona is the one putting that out there.
Maybe.
And that Indianapolis
anything can
really
happen.
wants Anthony Richardson, and they don't want to lose him for the Titans getting up there. And so that's what Todd McShay has. Todd McShay has Indianapolis trading up to number 3 to grab Florida quarterback Anthony Richardson.
I mean,
would you want the Colts to do that, Slay Dog?
I'm fine with them doing it. I'm fine. I don't want them to go get Lamar. I'd rather them go get Anthony Richardson. But
Lamar is a problem that you know.
Right, exactly.
You know what he is.
Exactly. At least
Anthony Richardson, the ceiling and floor, there's a wide range of possibilities for him.
And we can be reconstructed by the time he gets it together for Indianapolis, which should take about a year. May see some flashes. Year and a half, maybe.
Or 2.
So I'm cool with that because our defense ain't going to be playing around.
Or 3.
Or even 3. It's just going to take some time.
So then Arizona at 4 takes Will Anderson, Bama edge rusher. What was his number? 31.5 sacks at Alabama, which is second all-time to Derek Thomas.
And we know how he turned out.
I was watching the game live when they played who were they playing? Was it the Eagles or the Giants? I don't remember, but he had 5 sacks for the Chiefs in one game.
I loved Derek Thomas. Loved him.
I did too, and as a Tennessee fan, respect game, right?
Yeah, I didn't even know where he went to college. I just loved him as a Chief. I didn't even follow him at that point.
Alabama, yeah.
Yeah, I was a Chiefs fan running around. When they got Montana, Christian Okoye, all them guys, they had that roster.
Montana put Blaine them out of the playoffs.
Did they?
Yeah.
Darn you, Montana.
5, defensive tackle Jalen Carter, Georgia, going to Seattle. He's not meeting with anyone outside the top 10. How about that?
Do you think that's a little gutsy considering kind of the off-season chat and stuff surrounding him, the maybe history of some of these Georgia draft picks? Or
with him in that league, the way the NFL works, I think he's fine with it.
Yeah.
They always look at talent. I mean,
no, you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. They let it, yeah.
Well, so if he's only meeting with the top 10 and he does fall out of the top 10 and is sitting there at 11 for the Titans, do you take a chance on him? Because in terms of talent, there might not be a better player in the draft. But he did show up overweight and all those things.
I have too before.
If I'm Rand Carthon and this is I have a lot of crap to fix, I wouldn't take a chance. But he also doesn't have.
Yeah.
He also doesn't have the
Titans draft
like
history,
post-traumatic,
PTSD.
of Isaiah Wilson and the backstory of him showing up overweight and out of shape at Georgia a couple times. But that was but that was before, and then he just doesn't even show up. So
that's just the fan scarred.
So Rand doesn't have that.
Yep.
So that's the top 5. Sarah's photo on YouTube. Hi, it's my
Titans
day.
fans do.
Just every bit of it.
Sarah's photo says, "Hi, it's my day off. I'm outside on my porch watching on my phone. I have one beer in my hand, another in the freezer."
There you go,
That's what I'm
Sarah.
talking about, Sarah.
Enjoy.
Hold it down for us.
Number 6, defensive end Tyree Wilson, Texas Tech, goes to Detroit. Jalen Carter's not falling past Detroit, in my opinion.
No way.
No.
But Tyree Wilson, you've seen him play.
I don't get me wrong. I love the kid. Like,
And you
nicest
can
kid.
see his highlights. I mean,
nicest kid.
he pops on tape.
He does. I felt like
Watching an entire game is a little
watching
different.
an entire game, listening to what people tell me. I feel like the what is that? The instinct. And I don't want to say killer instinct, but you know what I'm trying to say. The go all the time.
Yeah, to go get it.
Isn't natural. It's not even the motor. It's just he's a really nice kid.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
needs a little bit more of that dog.
yes, that's what I'm trying to say. I missed some of the dog, all the time. The consistent dog in him, I didn't think was
He flash dog instead of showing
yes. And now maybe that's something because he's raw.
Right.
I mean, raw. Like, I don't even think he moved to that position till his last year in high school, maybe. Or maybe even once he got to Texas Tech. I can't remember now. So a lot of it rolls, some of these players roll together. But so maybe some of that dog will come when he's not raw, if that makes sense.
It's hard to gamble on that with that high of a pick.
I agree. And I could be completely wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, there isn't a whole lot of negative on him out there.
Yeah.
So Coach Mack, we asked him about cornerbacks, and he loves Christian Gonzalez from Oregon. That's not who goes 7. Cornerback Devin Witherspoon, Illinois, to the Raiders at 7, according to Todd McShay's latest mock draft. Then Christian Gonzalez at 8 to the Falcons. 9, offensive tackle, offensive guard Peter Skoronski, Northwestern, to the
Short
Bears. Which is why everybody thinks he'll end up inside. And if that's true, that could be a target for the Titans at 11 because they do need a guard. 10, defensive end Lucas Van Ness, Iowa, to the Eagles. And then 11. Everybody talking about offensive line. Then everybody talking about them trading up.
Yeah.
I went on a podcast the other day. We started talking about wide receivers because we went through the depth chart at wide receiver and they cut me off because it was so bad.
Yeah.
Wide receiver JSN, Jackson Smith and Jigba from Ohio State to the Titans at 11.
I don't think there would be a single Titans fan that would be upset about that.
Needs so much help on offense. Needs so much help with more speed. Needs so much help in terms of playmaking ability.
Ooh.
Makes Traylon Burks so much better theoretically.
Yes. And Kyle Phillips, if he can stay healthy.
I'm starting to come around on wide receiver at 11. Now, I might want to trade back because I think you could I think there are a whole bunch of guys that are kind of in the same group maybe.
Yeah, although Cosell did say he didn't feel like this was that strong of a receiver group.
Right.
But there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Where are you, Slay? You are so quiet right now.
What did he think about him?
Loved him.
Yeah.
Okay.
He did.
Yes.
Yeah, he did.
Like, not a whole lot of negatives.
Right. At all.
So if they draft him, then we're going to replay whatever Cosell said. I was out that day last week. So.
Yep. Absolutely. I have it written down, but because I went back and asked him what an actual negative about him would have been, and there really isn't a ton.
I wish I could have. I would love to see a lineman right there. Like I'm so caught up if I'm circling back around to seeing a lineman. I think that would just do my heart good. If you talking about stable, feet on the ground, confident pick, I'm gonna have to go lineman.
You still want an offensive lineman.
I'm gonna have
so
to.
Skoronski could play inside. Paris Johnson, the big offensive tackle from Ohio State, actually played the entire season at guard the year before, so he could play inside.
He could do either, yeah.
The big guy from Georgia is a tackle.
Big Broderick.
Yeah.
Could I come around to
I saw a mock with him going like
later
20th.
Yeah, I did too. I forgot what. Might have been looking at the same thing. I think I did too. But that was one of the only ones I saw like that.
I think it was an
13,
NFL Network draft.
Mock
draft.
I think I need a lineman. I think I'm circling back around. I think I was okay with quarterback in a sense.
You were
for a second.
You were so upset about the offensive line last year.
Yeah, and I don't want to be like that again. I want to be able to say, man, we ain't got no weapons to throw to. But, man, he got plenty of time. Look at him creating things out there.
He just made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah,
right there.
I want that.
And then threw an incomplete pass.
I want that to step forward to, man. Like, give me.
I mean, there's nobody for him to throw the ball to.
Man, he got a lot of time back there. He's safe. He's safe back there.
Hey, but along those lines, as the roster is constructed right now, there could be some weapons. I mean, you still have Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
You still have Treylon Burks that I'm sorry, but we saw flashes of.
Don't forget about Chig at tight end.
You still have Chig at tight end.
Totally agree.
You still have Kyle Phillips that everybody was high on that dude until he got injured. Now, we don't know what he is, but you still got all of that.
With that being said,
give
me
offensive
linemen
line.
because you do have some air quote weapons out there.
You just added 2. You subtracted Daly.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Which is an addition.
You're moving Brewer to center, which I think he played better at center than he did at guard when he got that opportunity. And you got right tackle, so you're missing one.
And you still dependent on, like, push come to shove, we're running the ball. You know,
under the current construct of this team, yes.
Yeah, like I do not expect us to walk into the next year right now thinking, man, Tannehill going to air that thing out about 25 to 30 times a game. I don't see. So, but if that was the case, let's go get him a weapon. Forget the line. Let's get a weapon. We'll grab a line. We're slowly constructing a line, and I'm cool with that. But if King is going to have to get the ball, I need King to be upright and not hitting the backfield. That can last us a year without the King being hit in the backfield and without Tannehill limping around like me.
Yeah, so he's got an ankle that he's
I
dealing
don't
with.
even know where it came from. Daly must have been in there.
Oh, that's very good timing for you with the marathon coming up.
When is that, baby?
In 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
I might be in a boot.
I can't even run.
I'm sorry, 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
I can't even run
be
a
fine.
10th of a mile. I'm running in the morning.
What?
I'm running in the morning.
I'm going to say this.
I'm running in the morning.
Do it.
Focused. I mean, he is.
You got to talk yourself into some confidence.
Most definitely do.
I will tell you boys this.
Uh-oh.
I did just get added to an XFL game that weekend, so you guys
You ain't running. We ain't
are
running.
in the clear.
What?
I mean, you're already signed up if you want to run.
You ain't running. I ain't running.
Babs,
No, this is about the team, Babs.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Talk to
Oh,
her,
here we
listen.
go. Oh,
Talk
now
to her,
it's
yo.
about
Most
the
definitely.
Oh, now
Yeah,
it's
like,
all
man,
about
what?
the team.
No, we're all about you,
Yeah,
Babs.
we
Like,
joined
you're not-
Before that, it wasn't about the
Man,
team.
it was. We had the hip,
It
Babs.
was,
We
you
joined
know.
at the hip with this thing. Ain't
I
no-
almost said the other S word to you fools.
Boy, there's going to be some text messages later.
Hey, you know what, though?
There's going to be some property destroyed tonight.
You know why I'm not
Larry
caught
Munson.
up on getting a receiver at 11th?
Why?
Because when we talk to Cosell, it's like this is I don't want to say deep, but it is a lot to choose from, and there's not a lot of separation in them to have to take one that high. That's what I'm thinking. Like even if we would have dropped back, I still think we could get a quality offensive lineman and a quality wide receiver in the second round.
Well, and I was going to say, too, nowadays,
Nowadays,
I feel like it's easier to find a receiver
Yeah.
that can become a number one or can do some things for you.
Quality. Some quality out there.
Quality.
Quality. You don't want quality. What you want to go get?
No, I think we're going against the team if me and you go run that marathon and she ain't there. I think that would do Dawn Davenport a disservice. That would show her that we are not in it for her.
And you know what? I listen here.
This is what I've been thinking about.
And I'm with you, Yorl.
You're off the draft. You're on the fact that you don't have to run now.
I'm with Yorl on that, man. Like, at some point in life, you got to take a stance. And Babs, just because you're out here getting added to stuff, like you leaving us out here astray, that's cool. Me and Yorl just sit right there on the couch and wait on you to get back. You let us know when you get back, and we'll have our shoes on, and we'll meet you out there.
Maybe we should go on the course and just take like a couple of 12 packs and just offer it up to people.
Yes.
For a minute. Yeah, we'll run out quickly, but
and just let them know Babs ain't here. Well, we got to get shirts. I'm gonna get shirts made. Babs ain't here.
I should have waited to tell y'all to like
on the back,
the day
on the back
before.
It's gonna say, I ain't running. Babs ain't here.
I ain't running.
Teammates. We have a little black and white hand on the back of it, shaking hands.
In case you ever wonder where we stood, Don. We are here.
Unity. That's
Team
what
Babsy. We ain't running.
That's right.
A few Tennessee players. Tennessee offensive tackle. This is Todd McShay's latest mock draft. Tennessee offensive tackle Darnell Wright, 19th to the New England Patriots. I think he's going to go higher than that. And then Tennessee quarterback Hendon Hooker, what did we say earlier? Watch these teams with one-year deal quarterbacks. 23 in the first round to Minnesota.
He's been climbing up the charts.
Matt Miller had something to say about him.
Torn ACL.
Matt Miller tweeted today, 41 minutes ago. Tennessee quarterback Hendon Hooker met with the Saints today, has the Titans and Packers to close out the week. His schedule is packed pre-draft with visits. Does he go first round? Starting to think so.
That's pretty cool.
Dang.
Also, Jalen Hyatt, early second to Houston. Could slide into the back end of the first round.
Isn't it amazing? It's amazing how everything changes 2 weeks out. It's unbelievable.
All right, so the Teron Davenport had this story. Metro National Sports Authority unanimously approved final documents for new Titan Stadium agreement. This was the final Sports Authority vote on the stadium agreement. Metro Council approval is needed before the project is final. The Titans released a statement. We've got that for you, and then we'll wrap with phone calls about this topic, the draft. 3HL, presented by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, springhillac.com.
Oh, Delaney Walker. Man, that was such a good pickup for this Titans franchise. Miss him. So he's talking about getting the text, getting the phone call. Maybe you want to make sure that you don't miss important phone calls or text or anything. Why don't you discover the nation's best kept secret and switch to Xfinity Mobile now with the best price for 2 lines of unlimited. You can join the millions who save hundreds a year with Xfinity Mobile, one of the fastest growing mobile service with 5G and millions of Wi-Fi hotspots. $30 a line, unlimited data. You get 2 lines. Switch to Xfinity Mobile, rated #1 in quality and number one in value. They have mobile plans starting at $15 a month, by the way. Get that nationwide 5G included at no extra cost. Do you need the ability to adjust your data at any time? A wireless carrier that saves you hundreds of dollars a year? That would be Xfinity Mobile. Some restrictions apply. It compares pricing of top carriers. Xfinity Internet is required, most reliable based on root metrics. U.S. report results vary. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes of usage per line. If you want to get started and switch, make the move to Xfinity Mobile. Call 1-800-XFINITY. Visit Xfinity.com or just drop into an Xfinity store today for more details.
It is that time of year again when the housing market starts to heat up with rates and home prices coming down finally over what they were last year. Accurate Mortgage predicting that competition for homes among buyers may be at least as fierce as last year, if not more. So now it's the time to get pre-qualified for an Accurate Mortgage home loan so you can be one step ahead of your competition and win the house of your dreams. Accurate Mortgage has many options to help make your new mortgage more affordable, such as their payment reduction mortgage, perfect for easing into your new payment. Brandy E. said this about Accurate Mortgage. The Accurate Mortgage team, they are on top of everything. They check in weekly, made everything so easy. I will most definitely use them for any future home purchase. For more details, visit Accurate Mortgage today online, AccurateMTG.com. That's AccurateMTG.com. Accurate Mortgage Group, a division of Acopia LLC, is an equal housing lender, NMLS number 4664. 3HL 1045 The Zone. Hit us on Twitter anytime. Give us a follow there at 3HL 1045. Teron Davenport with the story about the Titans and the stadium, the latest. And he wrote on Twitter, Metro Nashville Sports Authority unanimously approved final documents for new Titans stadium agreement. This was the final Sports Authority vote on the stadium agreement. Metro Council approval is needed before the project is final. Here is a statement from the Titans. For several years, the Sports Authority has been a leader in the conversation to find a responsible and sustainable path forward for the stadium. We are extremely thankful for their stewardship and support of the new stadium proposal. We look forward to continuing stadium conversations with Metro Council. So that's where that stands.
Well, one more to get through.
I mean, that's not really a surprise. You expected that, right?
Should we should we release a statement that, in full support of Dawn Davenport and her lack of ability to be at the marathon, we will, in support of her, not run?
Yeah, I think. I think we most definitely stand 10 toes down on that, y'all.
Yeah, we need to craft a statement for tomorrow because the people need to know.
Yeah, that's what's in now.
Yeah.
Making statements.
Oh yeah, it's all about the team. Yeah. It wasn't all about the team when I was talking about all of us running together.
I mean, Babs.
We were just trying to be funny, Babs. We were really behind you, and of course we would run in lockstep with you, arm in arm.
All joking.
You know what? I should have waited until the day before to tell y'all, so that you could have worried about it and gotten all trained up and whatever.
No, guess what? I'm since we letting secrets out the bag, I'm gonna let a secret out the bag. I've been secretly training. That's how I hurt my ankle. So I was prepped and ready for you, Babs. I'm like, I ain't leaving my girl. I ain't leaving my girl out there like that, man. You're the one told me. He was like,
that's how you got injured.
He was like, I've been getting up at 6 running. I was like, you'll call me. And I'm like, all right, well, hell, if you up, I'm gonna get up. I'm just taking one lap around the block, and we're gonna surprise.
Verify that we're up that early because of the text.
Yes,
the text
you
come
do.
through
You
early.
both do text way too early.
Way too early.
She used to have a policy about that. But
I used to have, was it a 9 a.m. rule?
I think it was 8.
It was 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Well, it was 8 a.m., but I felt like I was being nice with the 8 a.m., but then I had a kid, and now I'm like, 8 a.m. I wish I could sleep till then.
we can run by there and grab baby Babs.
Here's my current problem, and tell me
she'll run with you.
Tell me what the solution. No, seriously, we were gonna run arm in arm the whole 13.1.
Yeah, we wasn't gonna let you in on this, but since you dropping the bomb on us, hey,
y'all are so full of it.
The cat's out the bag now.
We're full of
there's
something.
I
don't know what it is.
It's like oozing out of your ears and your mouth and your nose and your eyes as you try to BS this. Yeah.
Yeah, BS this. I like how you use BS as a verb there.
Just saying we're always in it with you, Babs.
Yeah, so here's my latest problem with regard to waking up early. Now I wake up, whether it's at 5:30, or this morning, 3 o'clock, and I'm up. I cannot go back to sleep.
You got to eat 2 little pancakes and lay down. always helps me.
What's in those pancakes?
That was quick advice there, Slay. All right, let's go to Doc in Nashville next up on 3HL. Doc, what is up, sir?
Hey, how are you all doing?
Hey, we're good, man.
Good, how are you?
Warm Tuesday.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. Love it.
Good. Just wanted to get back in with the draft talk. I think our new GM, Rand Carthon, has really positioned us to be a lot more flexible. I remember at the outset of this, we were pretty much locked into needing a tackle, Paris Johnson, Skoronski, or Broderick Jones. But I really think now you can alternate between either doing a top-end wide receiver, either JSN, if you really want to be a homer and get Hyatt, sure, and then getting a tackle in the second round, or you could still get a tackle in that first round and then get, a good wide receiver in the second round. But my sneaky pick is to honestly go double offense, get JSN, and then if Darnell Washington is there, have that crazy, huge weapon as a tight end. I want to get y'all's thoughts, and I'll hang up and listen. Appreciate y'all.
I love it.
I
think you might even.
He's 6'8", that dude.
I think you might even be able to move back and.
Well, I mean, all of our draft boards.
I forgot about him.
Look,
yeah.
All of our draft boards, I think, line up with the fact that there's multiple players that any of us might take at 11, and that's why I think the popular thing is to move back.
Mm-hmm.
We have no idea what the Titans draft board looks like.
Yeah.
No, that's just us.
Maybe Skoronski's not on their draft board. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe his arms are too short.
He better be.
I know. I'm just saying. Like
we
you just
got one little arm guy on defense.
Man, that touchdown went right over those arms too against Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Well, he's also a rookie.
Yeah. His arms will grow. Year 2.
Give him a break.
Jay Smalley, when do we need to be out of here, bro?
I got about 50 seconds left.
All right.
Oh.
What's coming up next?
The after party, sponsored by Awaken 180.
Hey.
Look at you. Taking over Hunk's job, no problem.
Oh, my God. The word awaken and you yawn right into the microphone.
I'm up.
I was up at 3. Y'all need me? Text me.
I'm sure y'all be running.
Yeah, I should have gone running at 3. She hadn't told me we were out
been
yet.
3 hours early.
Yeah, we're done.
I would have been ready.
We're done with our training session.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's over now.
We can fire our trainers and everything.
Yeah, that's
Oh, yeah.
the same meal a couple
We got a
$.
team of doctors, nutritionists.
Whatever.
Thanks,
Slate
baby.
comes in here limping.
That's why.
He's like, all right, I got my
I cut that
excuse
corner
now.
a
I'm
little too
good.
hard.
I'm good.
Man, that terrain I was on, boy, you'd be surprised. I was trying to get ready for them heels.
Like Walter
So,
Payton.
You guys.
Derrick Henry.
Thanks, Babsy.
All right, we've got to go. More of us coming up next. We appreciate you being with us. Good night. God bless. Back at it tomorrow.
See ya.
Go.
Hey, Euro.
What you got, Slay Dog?
I got to tell you a little bit about Superbook, man, real quick, because I already got something lined up. Now, I can give them the parlay right now, or we can just, go ahead and just tell them the ordinary deal. Superbook Sports, download it, superbook.com, all this, that, and another. But at this point, though, they probably want to hear about the parlays and stuff like that.
I want to hear about the parlays. I mean, that's why I got into Superbook Sports, and you're right. Download the app or go online, superbook.com. What you got?
What I'm going with tonight, Euro?
What you got?
Tonight I'm going with Steph Curry over 4.5 threes made. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander over 4.5 assists. Klay Thompson over 22.5 points.
His mama call him Klay.
Yeah. I'm going to call him Klay as soon as you get over 22.5 points.
Yeah.
And then you'll get a victory. So that's the parlay, man. Get your $30, get in there, man, and that's plus $4.98. So trust me, I would dive into it.
I'm in. Download the Superbook Sports app. Superbook.com online.